everyone, and welcome to the University of the Southern Caribbean. You are now on the journey to beyond excellence. As you embark on this journey, allow us to provide you with some tips that will assist you in the years to come.
Put God first. Now, as university students, we have a lot of things competing for our priority. We have to study for our quizzes and exams. We have to devote time to our assignments. We have to check with our family and friends back home to see if they are doing well. We have to review our notes for class. But the Bible encourages us in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 33 that if we seek first the kingdom of God, then all these things that we are concerned about will be added unto us. So Jesus himself is saying, put him first, and all these things that contribute to our success at university will be added unto us.
Family is everything. Some believe that family is strictly blood relations, but let's agree to disagree. Family is not only blood relations such as the parents and siblings, it is also the relations beyond genetics such as the spouse and friends. Family are the persons who play an important role in our lives. These are the persons who are going to continue to support you, guide you, protect you, cherish you, be there for you, love you, and vice versa. I truly believe as you enter into your new day of school, you are entering into your new school family, which is the USC family. Unfortunately, you are unable to meet everyone face to face, but don't let that hinder you from making new and meaningful connections, because these are the persons who you can relate to, are going to be able to support you, be your strength and helping hand in tough times.
Few tips about time management. The first tip I want to give to you is to plan your goals. When I plan my goals, I usually utilize an acronym called SMART. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Utilizing these 5 pillars ensure that my goals are effectively and efficiently carried out. A next tip I wanted to give to you is to plan ahead. When I say plan ahead, I mean have a calendar with all your due dates for assignments, tests, quizzes, etc. And ensure that all assignments that you have are not done the night of that it's due. Do the assignments 3 days prior, a week prior. Something my USC lecturers taught me is that when you have an assignment, do it a week prior to the due date. And 3 days leading up to the due date, you can check it back, you can edit it, you can make changes so that when you submit it, it's fully correct and you don't feel overwhelmed with all the work that you will accumulate over your semester.
Making new adventures. When you think about making new adventures, you think about going to an entirely different place that you've never been to in your whole life. You think about experiencing something that you never thought you would have. But this time around, it's a little bit different. You're not able to meet new people and be with them physically, but there's still a way that you can make new adventures. Though classes may be strictly on Zoom, you're still able to meet lecturers down to students all over the Caribbean. You can make new adventures through joining a group or even through your internship. Probably one day, whilst you're about to enter into your last year at USC, you may be nominated for the president of your year. So don't be afraid, don't hold back, don't be shy, but make your journey at USC a memorable one and make new adventures.
Today, to tell you the benefits of joining a co-curricular activity. At Tobago Extension Campus, I was one of the members of the events committee. I was able to work along with my other colleagues to plan events, to plan karaoke night, and to plan fun events. I was able to develop my communication skills, build rapport, and have fun. I never knew that I could have sing, but at the karaoke night, I was able to show that skill. It also can wake up dormant skills and talent that you have hidden. So, while you're at USC, learn, have fun, and advance by joining a co-curricular activity. And while you're there, you can actually have merchandise.
It is remember why you are at school. Now, so many times when we get in a level of education, we tend to get overwhelmed by the stress that it entails to get it, causing us to want to give up, having that thought process. But let's face it, when is getting a level of education ever not stressful? But I feel once we stay focused on the bigger picture, which is achieving the level of success that we're trying to achieve, whether it be to get your bachelor's in social work, to be an artist, whatever it may be, I feel once we stay focused on that, that will just make our short-term situation and struggles so much smaller, because those short-term situations only last for a short while. But that long-term goal will last for a lifetime. So remember to stay focused, stay woke, and do your best.
Is that you have to be consistent. Now when you hit the ground running August 30th, you have to be on top of your game. This is other in schoolwork, your assignments, quizzes, exams, you name it, you have to be consistent. And two apps that really helped me to be consistent is Notion and iStudies. You can get these on your Google Play Store or your Apple App Store. Now guys, I'm telling you, these apps is a definite game changer, and I just can't wait for you to start your university experience. It's going to be 100.
As you know, this college training that you're about to receive will make you into an amazing and proficient agent of your field. However, it does not come without a price. You will face sleepless nights, be brought to the point of exhaustion, and may even suffer the loss of brain cells. However, it is extremely important that you do this and keep this in mind. Remember to have fun and take breaks when necessary. Make friends and memories you can carry with you beyond the walls of this institution. Make the most of all of your experiences.
According to our dear Ellen G. White, true education is the harmonious development of mental, physical, and spiritual powers. Here at USC, we encompass a pepper pot of cultural diversity, holistic education, and developmental morals. Welcome to the best 4 years of your life. Welcome to USC.
Wow, good morning, Jeannie. How are you today?
Hi, good morning. How are you today?
Girl, I am excited. Guess what is happening?
What's happening?
Hey.
Why are you so excited?
Girl, I'm telling you, you know, the season just ended.
Yes.
I had a wonderful time, but my excitement is not based on that.
What is your excitement based on?
Come on, Jeannie, guess no, man.
Okay,
guess.
okay, let me guess. Did you win something this Christmas? Did you get a new car?
I didn't win anything, you know. I got a free turkey. But my excitement is not based on that.
It's bigger than a free turkey.
It is bigger than that.
Okay, tell me about it. Tell me why you are so excited.
Guess what happened? My excitement is because on Monday, school reopens.
School as in the University of the Southern Caribbean. Yes.
And, you know, some people might say this guy is crazy. Why will he be excited because school is opening? But Jeannie, I'm here to let you know that knowledge for me is very important.
Learning is very important. It's very exciting.
Is very important. What about you?
Well, I appreciate learning just as much as you do. Maybe a bit more than a free turkey too, but it is the learning that comes with it.
Yes. I just enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping that you as well are excited. We'd like to welcome you to this, our annual orientation.
Yes, our freshman orientation for all our new students that are joining us here at the University of the Southern Caribbean.
Yes, and trust me, you are in the best place. Learning is important. You know, it is strange when somebody always have to be telling you something. It's strange, but when you know something, you can place yourself in a position now to share that with others so that they can become sharers like you. That's how important learning is. But university is not just about learning, Jeannie.
No, it's about more than that. It's creating that holistic education here at USC, creating that all-rounded life from the spiritual, mental, social, and physical well-being of our students here.
Correct. And also, you know what I love about this university?
Tell
the
me.
University of the Southern Caribbean, students have the opportunity to become student leaders.
Yes.
Now, I am happy that I know the president of the Associated Student Body. I
that so?
know that person personally.
Really?
And that person is standing right here.
Oh, really? Yes, it's true. It's me. I'm here and I'm standing right here. I am Jeannie Wu, and I am the president of the Associated Student Body of the students of the University of the Southern Caribbean. I'm here to represent my executive team of 25 who assist me in representing the students of the University of the Southern Caribbean.
Excellent. And I am Jason Brown. I am your host for today. And I do not have all the accolades that Jeannie holds, but I can tell you, we're here to ensure that you have a wonderful time today, that you learn much about this university, the University of the Southern Caribbean, located right here in the beautiful, lush greenery of Maracas Valley. You know, I just love the location of this university. You don't get to inhale any
Carbon dioxide.
Yes, you know the greenery around, just amazing.
Gives us a fresh atmosphere.
Amazing.
It's quite cold. There's mist on the morning side.
Yes.
It's quite beautiful. And if you're not here in our lush Maracas Valley, you may be located in our San Fernando campus, or you may be located in our Tobago campus,
Yes.
or our Antigua campus, our Barbados campus, our Guyana campus, or our St. Lucia campus. Did I miss anyone? I really hope I didn't miss
Well,
anyone.
Jeannie, it means that you're a good president because you remember all the campuses.
Yes, and all 7 of our campuses are important to us.
Yes.
And we hope to have you on our journey here for the rest of your tertiary education.
Excellent, excellent, ladies and gentlemen, excellent. And as I said, we are in for a good time today. And I want to ensure that you are listening and you are participating. Now, I know we have quite a bit of persons watching us via YouTube and some via Facebook. Now, I want you to let me know that you are there because I want to give it a personal welcome. So those who are watching us, just put something in the chat. Say good morning, say hello, say hip hip hooray, say I am happy to be here. Just type something in that chat so that we can acknowledge you because we are happy that you're here. Without you, we are nothing. Hey, that sounds good. That sounds good, Jeannie. Without you, we are nothing. You know, the students are very important.
Yes, we are.
For this university's survival.
Yes.
And so that's how special they are to us. You understand? So those who are watching us, get your fingers ready and type something in that chat. Greet us so that we can greet you. We are happy that you are here. We are happy that you are here. Say something to me, people.
Yes,
Say
tell
something.
us where you're from. Tell us what
Tell
you're
us where
studying.
you're from. Tell us where you're from.
Tell us where you went to high school. Maybe you meet a friend.
Yes, tell us something. Or tell us what you're coming to study. Now, while you're getting your fingers together, I must say, Jeannie, now, I know you are currently studying what?
I'm studying biology here.
Biology. Now, people, that is, I am not in that league. You know, science is not my thing. I did education. I love education. You know what that is telling us? You are coming to the university to study what you enjoy. So we know that once you study what you enjoy, you are going to do an excellent job. And so we would like to tell you, come with an open mind to take in as much as possible. Now, Jeannie, let's go to the chat because I'm happy that persons are responding to us. And so we say, welcome to Star Love.
Welcome to Sade, welcome to Annette, welcome to Samantha, Letitia, Carrie.
I'm seeing
Carrie
Annette.
San.
Annette Barlett James.
Yes.
Say good morning, everyone. Annette, good morning to you as well. It's a privilege to have you.
Yes,
we have, come on, tell us who else we have here.
We have Michaela, Maxine, Nia, Malik, Kalisha, Lauren. Letitia says that she is studying nursing. That's great.
Nice.
Nurses are very important to us.
Yes.
Not just at our school, but in our society here today. The nurses are the ones that care for our patients. And with so many people getting sick today, having nurses around us is essential.
And I'm seeing we have Kerry Son Adams, Michaela, San, Shanair. We said Maxine already, but we can say Maxine again. Maxine, you are special today. We have Shauna Lopez. Now, people, if I call your name incorrectly, I never study how to call names properly at university. That probably have to be a course that I have to do because I do not like to call people's name incorrectly. So please forgive me just for today. See, meet me and teach me the correct pronunciation of your name. I'm seeing here, Jeannie, we have Malik.
Yes, Malik Wington. Good morning, Malik.
Kelsha, Lauren, Anna, Letitia just said, Joelle. We have Madam Seeley. I think she's coming in to do her master's or PhD.
Something of the sort, but we are pleased to have Miss Seeley here as our chaplain of the University of the Southern Caribbean, that she welcomes us and brings us spiritual blessings here weekly.
Excellent. Samantha Belgrove, as I said, nursing.
She's also doing
Shadis
nursing,
is studying
yes.
behavioral science. Very interesting. We have Rihanna. Good morning, all. I am coming to study early childhood education. Rihanna, please meet me. I just love the educators. I love it. We have MacLeod James there, and she's also sharing her welcome. Happy New Year to everybody. Now, I'm not sure if we said Happy New Year, but I think we can say it again because the year is still new.
It's still new. We're
so
only
Happy
on
New
day
Year.
4.
Happy New Year. We have Renal Williams. Shout out the Vinci people. Good morning, those from Vinci. Good morning, everybody from the Vinci land. We have Catrice, Julie Guy. Welcome, students. We are glad that you are here. Right in the chat again, we have Madam Julie Guy, who is indeed the Dean of the dormitory.
The Dean of the Ladies' Dormitory.
The Ladies'
at the
Dorm.
Yes.
Excellent. We have Sandra. Sandra is saying hola. It sounds like we have a Spanish touch with us as well. Hola is Spanish still?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good.
It is.
I have to make sure because things change often, Jeannie.
Here at
I have to
USC,
make
we
sure.
have an English as a second language program. So if you aren't fluent in English, you can come here to learn English as a second language. And we can also learn your languages here so that we can communicate with you better and learn how to best serve you.
Excellent. You know, Jeannie is always ready to give that speech. I tell you, hey, look what education do to human beings. Now, you know, we have here somebody saying good morning. That's Ginny. Ginny, you have to help me. Madam Gordon and Mr. The Gordon, good morning. Sandra Sinanan, we said that. Ali, good morning, everyone. Then we have Didi Francis. I'm not sure if Didi Francis is from Dubai. I think that person is from Dubai.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Okay, we have to find out later on. Didi Francis, just let us know where you are from. And then we have Shamika, Joshua, good morning. Welcome. We have other persons say, I'm here to study nursing. It seems as though nursing is taking over.
Nursing. We have one of the first and foremost nursing programs here at the University of the region, in fact. And we are proud to be hosting that program here for you nursing students.
Excellent. And again, Jeannie, it seems as though we open something here because the students are just saying that we are here to study nursing. We are here to study nursing. Do we have anybody here with us thus far studying theology or maybe science?
Or maybe biology, computer science. We have, what other programs do we have here?
Education people.
We have our social
Come on,
sciences.
represent me well. Social sciences, behavioral science, psychology. You know, you can share what you're studying. Here on this platform, we are making that bridge so that we can connect with each and every one of you. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, from my heart, I say, welcome to the University of the Southern Caribbean. Welcome to the university, and also welcome to this orientation experience.
Yes, welcome students. We come to you here from the university, from our social sciences auditorium. Those of you social science students, we are here. We are in your building. We are filming just for our freshmen to make sure that they are welcomed appropriately and they have a warm welcome to our university. So
excellent.
That they
may
enjoy
and before we pray, Jeannie, I must say, you know, I love the fact that those in the chat, they are relating to us. I'm seeing somebody say, I'm seeing Haley say, I'm here to study biology.
Yes,
Carrie
that's very
Stan
nice.
Adams say biology. Jeannie, you have some persons in your corner.
Well,
but you see, I am the Lone Ranger because
no, that's not Lone Ranger. Nia says she's studying linguistics and education. I believe that's an English degree, but it's still very involved in education.
Nia, thank you for saving me this morning, Nia Alexander. I wish I had a gift to give you. Thank you very much, Nia. Rennie Lewis, pull back a message. I wonder if it's education as well, but we'll see later on. And somebody else, Missy Bertrand, say, I'm studying nursing, if you please.
Okay, but we can't miss Miss Ochal, who says she's studying psychology.
Oh, no, yes, that's true. That's true, and that's a good degree as well.
It really is.
Especially
it is the study of
pandemic.
mind. Our mental health is very important.
Excellent. So, ladies, it would be nice if we can extend this welcome, because to me, the heart of the program is to make sure that you're warm. And we want to make sure you're seated. Those who are cold, that you have your nice glass of Milo.
Milo? Sure, Milo.
Or bush tea?
Oh, right, bush tea.
Because I hear people from, there's some people there from Vinci.
Right.
To have a little accent there. So those who I'm saying, Vincent, you're allowed to drink your bush tea at this time. I know bush tea is something
I
that,
see here, I see here Althea says she wants to start her master's. Well, we welcome you to come and start your master's.
Exactly,
we have graduate
nice.
orientation tomorrow, and you can look into starting your program here for your master's as well.
Excellent,
We are here
excellent.
today for our freshmen, but we do not count out our masters. After you finish your undergraduate degree, feel free to come back to do your graduate degree here under our School of Graduate Studies.
Excellent. And of course, you know, I'm seeing in the chat, you know, those who are online listening to me, because look at that. Rihanna, Marjorie, early childhood education. Whoop, whoop. I love that. I love that. People, it's a joy and it's a privilege. You know, life is about having fun. Learning is fun. And so we, again, would like to say, for the umpteenth of time, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to pray at this time because another richness about this university is that we believe in prayer. We believe in wholesome living. We believe in taking issues or taking joys, whatever it is, to the God up above. That is our print. That's our label. And I believe that is why persons enjoy learning here, because you don't just get the academics, Jeannie.
No,
but
there's so much more.
They fuse it with the spiritual. We call it faith and learning.
It's faith-based learning, yes.
Faith-based learning. The biologists want to correct the educator, but that's okay. That's what we do here. We help each other.
Yes.
But that's the important thing about USC. And so we like to welcome you, you know, to pray with us. And those who might be in agreement after I would have prayed, you know, let us churchify this, and in the chat just say a little amen. Give God the praise and the glory that he rightfully deserves. So those who are online, when the prayer is done, let us publicly say amen. Those who want to say hallelujah, praise the Lord, it's okay. But let's just give God some praise, glory, and honor at this time. Let us pray. Father, indeed, we acknowledge you as being sovereign, as being our God, our friend. It is said that there is none like you. And your involvement in our lives have proven without a shadow of a doubt that you are a God all by yourself, the great El Shaddai, the creator. You are even the God who would have given us the tools, the resources, the organs, cells, whatever, come together so that we can appreciate knowledge. And if we apply, we can further appreciate wisdom. And so today, we thank you, we praise you. And I pray, dear Father, that you'll bless this program and you'll bless everyone in the hearing of my voice. Help them to realize that USC is not just about giving the academics, but it's also about reminding them that you are indeed the creator and that there is a life after the life here on this earth. Oh, what a joy it will be for all of us to gather together, to meet with you in the great beyond, to give you the praise and the ultimate glory that you rightfully deserve. Bless and keep us, we pray, in Jesus' mighty, mighty name. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
Somebody say amen. I'm looking for those amens in the chat. You know, amen's always good to give God that praise and glory and honor that he rightfully deserves. And so while we're looking for those amen, I'd like to introduce, I'm getting the amen. Come on, people, I'm getting the amen. Give God the praise and glory. Now, I do not want to churchify the orientation, but, you know, church is in me.
Yes,
Church
yes.
is in me, and everything I am called to do, I have to acknowledge God as creator, Lord, friend, and redeemer. At this time, we'd like to introduce to you to Pastor, a good friend of mine. He would have studied his theology degree right here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. He would have taken on the opportunity to lead the praise team over part of his life here. A very excellent soul in the kingdom of God. Very friendly young man. I would like to introduce to you my friend, Pastor Jamil Blackman, all the way from the beautiful island that has become the youngest republic
Is that so?
in the Caribbean. The beautiful island of Barbados.
Our very
Rich
recently
Barbados.
celebrated country.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And so, ladies and gentlemen, for a moment, relax and allow the pastor to speak to your soul at this time. And we'll be back.
Good morning. It is a pleasure to be with you for orientation into the University of the Southern Caribbean. I also count it a privilege to be with you in such a manner as your devotional speaker. And I want to acknowledge the president, administration, faculty, and staff of the university, and Pastor Onisie Lafleur and Mrs. Beverly Ellis in particular for this invitation. I am honored, I am humbled to give back to my alma mater in this manner. And so for the next few moments, I invite you to join me in the Word of God. I read in your hearing Daniel chapter 1, verses 1 through to 4. Here Daniel gives an account of a specific event which happened to him and his friends. It says, "In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem, and besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand, with part of the vessels of the house of God, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his God. And he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God." Verse 3. "And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of the eunuchs, that he should bring certain children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans." For the next few moments, I speak guided by the caption, "Forged for the Fit." Bow your heads as we pray. Father, we give you thanks even now for a sure word. We thank you for your presence and for the moving of your Holy Spirit. Now speak, O God, for we are listening. In Jesus' name, amen. Forging has been a practice by smiths for hundreds of years. It is the process of bringing the temperature of a metal close to its melting point. Pay careful attention to that. Close to its melting point so that it can be shaped. It is said that this process is highly advantageous. Why? Because it makes the metal stronger. It offers high ductility, that is, the capacity to undergo a change of physical form without breaking. It offers a better response to heat treatment. It refines the structure of the metal. Note that all metals do not require the same amount of heat, and so the blacksmith knows how to handle the metal so that it does not melt. I know I just caught someone's attention. I said the blacksmith knows how to handle the metal so that it does not melt. Yes, a couple more persons just heard what I said. I said the blacksmith knows how to handle the metal so that it does not melt. For the blacksmith knows that it is just before melting point that the metal is removed to be forged for the fit. That's why I found great interest in the passage mentioned earlier, because Nebuchadnezzar was very particular in his directive to Ashpenaz. He said, "Bring certain children of Israel, of the king's seed, of the princes, children who have no blemish, children who are well favored, skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in all knowledge, understanding science. Children with the ability to stand in the king's palace. Children who would be capable of learning the Chaldean language. Permit me to add that while we see the word children in English, the correct designation of the Hebrew term suggests that they're speaking of youth or young men, and further research tells us that a young man could not enter the service of the Persian kings before they had attained their 17th birthday. You see, Nebuchadnezzar wasn't just looking for any kind of young person. Nebuchadnezzar was not just looking for any kind of young man. I know that someone is listening to me this morning. Coaches for pro sports are not just looking for any kind of athlete. Listen to me carefully. Coaches for the music industry are not looking for any kind of musician or singer. Employers are not looking for any kind of employee. Human resource managers are not looking for anyone who just has a degree. They're looking for individuals who are forged, come on now, forged for the fits. I can hear someone saying right now, I just came to get a degree. I'm just here to complete my allotted time and get out of here. I'm just hearing someone saying right now, I need to show someone that I can make it through university. I'm just here occupying time until I get that call for the job. Some persons may be here just because you've been sent. Hear me today, hear me today. There is something about my alma mater. I love to speak about my alma mater. There is something about my alma mater that makes you stronger. I dare you to ask any Usian out there that you meet. There is something about my alma mater that brings out the best in you, even in the face of adversity. I'm talking about my alma mater. Somehow it promotes ductility, the capacity to undergo change in physical form without breaking. Come on now. Someone's going to get a chance to see Cardiac Hill. There's something about my alma mater that refines you and it forges you for the fit. But note carefully today, forging is impossible without the blacksmith. Come on now. It is impossible for something to be forged without the blacksmith. In these modern times, there are lots of machinery. And the fact of the matter is the machine still has to be operated by someone. Out of all the youth chosen, there were 4 who stood out, towering above the rest. Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And Daniel 1:17 highlights that as for these 4 young men, God gave them knowledge and skill in all literature and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Verse 20 tells us, in all matters of wisdom and understanding about which the king examined them, he found them to be 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers who were in all his realm. Come on now. There is something else about my alma mater. It provides an opportunity for us to be in the hands of the blacksmith. The blacksmith knows how to take care of you. The blacksmith still knows how to handle the metal. so that it does not melt. God still knows how to handle you and me and refine us to take our rightful place. Hear this, hear this, hear this. Even if Nebuchadnezzar had heated that furnace 7 times hotter, it didn't matter because those boys knew the blacksmith. Somebody needs to take this phrase and type it in the chat. Maybe you're going to need it in this semester. Maybe when you see your course outline, you're going to have to repeat this same phrase. I know the blacksmith. I know the blacksmith. In being USC strong, you are being shaped for a purpose. Shaped for your purpose. Prepared for your destiny. Ultimately, for God's glory. As you start this journey, remember that you are being forged for the fit. And so, in a quest for knowledge and dignity, with our hearts aflame, we have come, called to serve the church and society. We have joined our hands as one, as we foster friendship and unity. Our identity will maintain. God before us. Come on, somebody knows this song. God before us. Our goals and focus. Great achievements we will attain. Beyond excellence. Towards the light. With truth and loyalty, we'll do the right. To always honor our alma mater. Our beloved USC. Our beloved USC, for it forges us. This university forges us. My alma mater forges us for the fit. May God bless you as you recognize that you are being forged for the fit.
Each day I live, I want to be a day to give the best of me. I'm only one, but not alone. My finest day is yet unknown. I broke my heart for every game to taste the sweet. I face the pain. I rise and fall. Yet through it all, this much remains. Give me one moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be. When all of my dreams are heartbeat away and the answers are all up to me. Give me one moment in time when I'm racing with destiny. Then in that one moment of time, I will feel eternity. I live to be the very best. I want it all, no time for less. I've laid the plans, now lay the chance here in my hands. Give me one moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be. When all of my dreams are a heartbeat away, and the answers are all up to me. Give me one moment in time when I'm racing with destiny. Then in that one moment of time, I will feel eternity. You're enough for a lifetime. If you seize that one moment in time, give me one moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be. When all of my dreams are a heartbeat away, and the answers are all up to me. Give me one moment in time when I'm racing with destiny. Then in that one moment of time, I will be
Singing.
One moment in time, Jeannie. Give me one moment in time. I'm telling you, Jeannie, so we were blessed with that sermonette from Pastor Blackman, Jameel Blackman, and then, of course, Madam Shinwe. As she always, blesses our soul. One moment in time. That was lovely.
Yes, it really
was. That was lovely.
And, here at USC, it allows us to create many moments in time, many special moments throughout our experiences here.
Excellent. And Jeannie, I'm so excited because I'm looking in the chat and I realize that many students would have agreed with me in sharing their amens.
Many people.
Many
Let's see who we have.
And I'm happy because it tells me that I have persons out there who believe that education should not just be about academics, but the faith and learning brings us even further. One time a manager said to me, I am not just looking for somebody who would have gotten an excellent GPA.
Right.
But I'm looking for somebody who understands integrity.
Right. Understands honesty.
Good. And faith and learning teaches you these things. That you should always, whatever you do, you should always look at the model of Jesus Christ. And I just love it. One moment in time, I'm seeing here persons are saying beautiful. If you want to experience much more of what you would have heard from Chinwe, I am encouraging you, make USC your place of study.
Yes, we have a wonderful USC music program here. You can even check out their Facebook and YouTube pages to see some of our past performances from our students and our alumni here at USC. They have wonderful, tremendous voices that go on to do many things. Not just voices, but many instruments and many concerts and productions. It is a wonderful thing right here.
Excellent. Jeannie, I'm seeing I must make mention of this comment. Somebody said, mesmerizing vocals.
Yes, that was Miss Jackson.
Well, imagine if you think I should sing something for them?
If you so please, because
okay.
I will not be doing any singing.
Okay, well, let me not do that because I want that good vocal to remain in your mind. I don't want to spoil that for anybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going further. And I want you to know that right here on the stage, those who would have just joined us, after we welcome each and every one of those who were there before, we'd like to say welcome. We are happy to have you. you're in the right place at the right time to learn about the right information so you can make the right decision to be at the right school to study the right program in Jesus' name.
Yes, of course.
In Jesus' name. So you're at the right place. And so right here, again, I would like to introduce the president of the Associate Student Body, Madam Jeannie Wu. And Jeannie will share with you of some of her experiences while studying currently at USC.
Well, my university experience has been a unique journey, and everyone's experience is unique. So I would have come in as a freshman in 2018, prior to the pandemic. So I would have enjoyed maybe approximately 2 years of university life before we started this remote schooling. So back in those days, I would have been very active on campus, and I would have participated in many of our extracurricular activities. Our clubs would have different activities. Well, I wasn't really one for sports, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't go and enjoy the sporting games. We had netball games, football games. We had cricket on the lawn. We had many different sports. We had basketball back in the day. We had our Le Coupe tournaments. Aside from sports, what else did we have? We had, on the academic side, we had, well, I'm a science student, so we had Science Week that we would enjoy every year around March, I believe, where, I don't know, maybe some of you all would have been here. We invite our local secondary school students to join us, our local primary school students, so that they can learn about sciences. We see the different organisms and jars and different things that they have in the department. There's even a fetus preserved, I don't know if that's the right word, but it is stored in one of the jars there, and it was a fascinating sight back in the day. And aside from the academic things, there are more all-rounded things too. You see, since I was a freshman, I would have had lab experiences. I would have been a lab assistant in the lab. I would have worked in our administrative side of things as a student worker here. I still do, in fact. I would have worked in our library, which houses many books that help in educating us. What else? And just of recent last year, I would have been elected to the presidency of the Associated Student Body. And it has been a journey, and it's up to you to make your university life a fulfilling one. So I encourage you all to be active and present and enjoy your university life. Some of you might be a bit more shy than others, but that's okay. There's always somebody to help guide you. There are many kind people out there that you can find your mentor, whether it's in a senior student or a lecturer or an administrator or a pastor, somebody to help guide you on your journey.
Yes. Excellent, Jeannie. And I'd like to share with you now, I also participated in learning right here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. And I had my most treasured moments while I was here as a student. As I said, I started out in should I tell him when I started out? Because persons like to calculate ages.
Well, age is just a number, I say, so tell them,
So I started out in 2010, 2010. I left the beautiful, small, transformative, elegant island federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Now I know my viewers online will go and look for St. Kitts and Nevis, and that's a good thing. You're always welcome. Take my name. If you want a vacation, just call me up, and I will ensure you have a great time there. And so I came here, and I did my bachelor's degree in education. As I said, I love education. I love teaching. And so after that journey, Jeannie, I stayed, and I did my master's in education, leadership, and administration. I had a wonderful time here. Currently, I work in the Office of University Services. I'm the director. Don't be fooled, I might not be wearing a jacket and tie, but you know, I'm the director of University Services. And also, I must say, at USC, I had amazing teachers. Wonderful teachers who went the extra mile to ensure that I learn.
Yes.
You went the extra mile. And so I must say thank you to the lecturers who would have participated in building me mentally and, of course, making me a better human being. I also had great classmates who became friends, and we are long-lasting friends today, and that's a very important thing at the university as well. The worship session, for me, I enjoy it because I believe in having a relationship with the Creator, and so I enjoy the worship experience. And right at the university, you get multiple opportunities to participate in some form of worship, whether it's in church, chapel, outdoor visitation to offices, students praying, whatever it is, the worship experience is beyond. And Junie, what about the social?
The social experiences are a thing by itself, whether it is a planned social event by the associated student body or by our student services department. It is something by itself, and not just those extra grand events, but they are the smaller social gatherings, the in-between classes, you reach the class early and you're waiting on the other class to finish, meeting somebody new, going to the cafeteria, waiting in line, all these other little moments. Now, you guys are online and you guys may not be coming to our campuses for a couple months or so, so there are ways for us to still enjoy our university life. It may take a little bit more effort, but that doesn't mean you cannot have a tremendous university experience. So take the time to reach out and become interested. Follow us on our Instagram pages, our Facebook pages, and our YouTube pages, and stay up to date with the happenings. And you can always email us at, you can find more information at our websites at usc.edu.tt and get involved. That is how you ensure a tremendous university experience.
Excellent. So you have to participate, you have to be involved. And ladies and gentlemen, those persons out there, imagine one day you will begin and you will become a student. And after you would have studied here at the university, you would have graduated, of course. Some of you would go to your job, some of you will continue studying elsewhere. But you all will carry a title called alumni. That's the alumni, alumnus. You will carry that title. And I want to encourage each and every one of you, even before you begin your journey, appreciate that title. Give him back to the place that would have helped you to develop you, that would have given you an experience of a lifetime. The place indeed that would have shaped you and would have made you into who you are and who you will become. It's a great and grand opportunity. And it is indeed an opportunity that the administration of this university appreciates. We appreciate it greatly when you can give back. And so I would like to let you know that the Alumni Association is important, and that is something that you should be a part of, even through your journey right here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. We all had an experience time, well, at least both of us here, we had an experience, a wonderful experience at this university. And right behind me, those who are new, this is basically a taste of the university, Jeannie.
Yes.
Right behind me.
You can see the university. Let's step back. Let's give them the view.
You can get the view. Just a small taste of the university. And as you can see, right on the hill in the lush greenery.
Up on top, I'm not sure if, let me see if I'm pointing right. Somewhere at the top, you can see our dormitories. At the top, right, okay. Let's see, right here. You can see our dormitories that would house our men and ladies when they come up. Our dormitories sit on top of Cardiac Hill.
Cardiac Hill.
Cardiac Hill. Jason, have you ever been up Cardiac Hill?
Oh my Lord, Jeannie, Cardiac Hill. I will never forget that hill.
Cardiac Hill is an experience by itself. It allows you to keep your cardiac system going.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if they gave you all a tour of the campus, but Jason, if you step back, you can see a lot more of our university campus here. Let's see, which building is this here? This is an aerial shot. Which building is this? It's not the president's house?
Yes,
that's the president's house.
Right there.
Yes.
On just behind you, Jeannie. That is
just
the
behind me.
music
Let me
department.
move.
Just behind you. So as you can see,
so the music department
right
would
there.
be over here. This is the music department here. Yes? Look at that side.
Good. Yes, that's the
music
department right there.
That's the music department there.
Good. Nice. So when you come to, this is just basically a glimpse of the campus. As you can see, the campus is rich and it is green. And this is the campus that we're inviting each and every one of you to come and be a part of. Now, Jeannie, before we move on, because we have to introduce the speakers now.
Right.
I see somebody in the chat say that something like, I wanted to hear him sing.
Oh, well.
Now, I'm going to leave that for later.
Okay, I see it. So it's only one person.
No,
so
two,
if you're
two, Jeannie. I see somebody say same. Lord, don't take away my little joy now.
Okay, so later on in the program, let's see how many people want to hear this gentleman sing.
Yes, yes, yes. A lot of them will say yes, you know, because they have never heard me.
Well, you see so many people said amen. Let's see how many people begin to say yes. How many people want to hear you sing?
Oh, my Lord.
But before we go, before we introduce the speaker, we must give out a word to our special support system of the University of the Southern Caribbean. You here as students, you cannot make it through university life without your support system. Right? You have your parents, you have your spouses, you have your grandparents, you have your siblings. And each and every one of these persons are important to your university journey.
Yes.
And they are there to help you. So, to give them a bit of advice, a bit more knowledge to help support you, have them tune in today at, tomorrow, Wednesday, the 5th of January, they would tune in at 11 a.m. Now, the Zoom link will be at our university website, right? So, usc.edu.tt, and you click on our orientation page, and it will take you to the Zoom link. Now, this Zoom link is for your parents and your grandparents and your siblings and your partners, so that they are able to best support you through university life. That's the Zoom link. Now, your students don't get away now. Y'all can be and watch the Zoom a little bit from afar. But your session is on YouTube, where you all will learn how to transition to university life. It is something different on a whole. You would have been to primary school, secondary school. Some of you all may even have associate degrees, but university life is very different. And you need to understand how to make that transition. And we are here to help. So join us right back here on our YouTube page and our Facebook page as students. And your spouse, your parents, your support system, you can join us on our Zoom link, on our website, so that they can be better informed to support you.
Excellent, lovely. Now, Jeannie, before I introduce the two speakers who will now take over, I want you to see in the chat that persons are interested in hearing me sing. Look at it there, Jeannie.
I see even, wait, I see even the University of the Southern Caribbean. I wonder who is behind this.
I don't know, but trust me, I'm going to see what I can do for your people. I don't like to disappoint my people out there, so I have to get a voice going and everything and so on. And Jeannie, you might have to sing with me, okay?
I am not too sure about that one. But someone who I do believe can sing is coming up to speak to y'all. And while she isn't here with us physically to join us on stage, she is here on Zoom, like many of y'all will be throughout the beginning of your academic journey. And this is our Provost. Our Provost is, many of y'all may not have even heard the word before, but the Provost is the person that is in charge of our academics at the university. The Provost is the person that manages all the schools, and when I say schools, yes, the university is a school, but there's a school of science, there's a school of education, there's a school of theology. All the different schools encompass the university, and the provost is the one that is in charge. Now, the provost will be here to say a few words to you guys to help welcome you and let you know about our academic side of things.
And her name is?
Her name is Dr. Wanda Chesney.
And right after Dr. Wanda Chesney, you will hear from the Vice President of Student Services, Life and Enrollment Management. That is Pastor Unisi LaFleur. He is indeed the one who is directly linked to the student affairs right here at the University of the Southern Caribbean. If you're interested in being a part of the associate student body, that's the man to link. If you're interested in being in the dorm, that's the man to link. If you're interested in anything student related or oriented, that is the young man to link up with.
He is in charge of student services and enrollment management. That's right there in the title. This name isn't as complicated as Provost, as you may not have heard before, but I'm sure you all know what student services are. You're here to serve the students, so any student-related issues and problems, that's a guy you head to. But before we head to him, we'll hear from our Provost, Dr. Wanda Chesney.
Morning. Good morning. My dear Mr. President, Dr. Colwick Wilson, my colleagues in administration, deans, chairs, coordinators, faculty, and most importantly today, our students, of course our staff, can't leave them out. Happy New Year to you all. Happy 2022. The year 2022 is pregnant with tremendous possibilities, and we're all here to experience, and I hope, create them. In some instances, we will be instrumental in making the change by ushering in new opportunities, new initiatives, and perhaps bringing an end to COVID-19. But that is dependent on a number of factors, one of which is perspective, or outlook on life. What is it that we bring to the table? I'm sure that some of us are familiar with the whole term about the glass being half empty and the same glass being half full. And that's totally dependent on how we see it. We're all looking at the same thing and seeing it differently. And you know, just last year, we've gone through such a difficult year. But in spite of that, some of us saw tremendous opportunities. So while some people saw a crisis, some people saw opportunities. While some see university life as difficult and stressful, some see it as a path to discovery, to learning, to finding themselves. But this is because some people are pessimists. Some people always look on the dark side. They complain and they focus on all the negatives and all the problems, and everything becomes cumbersome and burdensome to them. Now, this can cause you to be daunted. It can cause you to question yourself about whether what you're doing is right or wrong, you know? And sometimes pessimists are so content to wallow in the negativity that they just want everything to be perfect. And when it's not perfect, then nothing happens. And then, of course, there are the skeptics. The skeptics are the ones who are forever doubtful. They always find issues. They're suspicious of everything. And they're never trusting. They're never allowing themselves to grow and to discover and to explore. Some of these skeptics are really fearful. Behind the mask that they present is fear. They're fearful of the unknown. They're fearful of trying new things. They're fearful to venture out, to make friends, you know, to explore new vistas. They're fearful of sometimes even asking questions because they're scared of sounding daft. And, you know, acquiring knowledge requires that there is some degree of curiosity to what it is that you do, how you go about. And you can understand that if you're going forward and you're hoping to discover and create new knowledge, that fear cannot be a factor in that. There are also the spectators. I tend to call them the spectators. They would look, they're quite happy and content to look on. They see the world going by and they're just looking on, doing nothing really, but they're looking on at everyone else and observing what everyone else is doing, but they're doing nothing. They're not motivated to do anything. They're just happy. They're just contented to just look on. They will never do anything out of the ordinary. They're quite laid back and they develop a routine. And so every day they go about this routine. In that sense, you become quite predictable and it's quite difficult to get people to shift their mindset when you find that they're this laid back. And then there are the optimists. The optimists are always looking on the brighter side of things. They're always seeking to find out and to discover. They're recognizing that in spite of whatever the difficulties are, they can find a way. And they believe that anything is possible because regardless of what happens today, the sun will come out tomorrow. And there's another golden opportunity to try. It's like you fall down today and you get up tomorrow. You fall down 50 times and you get up again and you get on the horse and you keep moving. And the optimists are driven. They're driven to succeed. They're driven to persevere. They're resilient. They're excited with each new day and they get out and they explore and they discover and they're creating and they're always looking for the next stage, the next opportunity. Of course, there are several other types, but I just wanted to share these with you. I wanted to share these with you because right here, right now, today, you have a fantastic opportunity. And it really doesn't matter where you're coming from or what you're coming from. It doesn't matter what troubles you've endured or experienced, what challenges you've faced. Today, you have the wonderful opportunity to chart a new direction in your life's journey. And God has brought you here in this time of the pandemic for such a time as this to use you in a powerful way. And I believe that He will do a new thing in your life. So today, I present to you a blank page, or let's say a canvas. And you can determine, this is your canvas, it's your page. And you can determine what is the picture that you would like to paint. You can determine what your story will be. Today, you can begin to conceptualize as you embark on this journey. You can begin to conceptualize and visualize. And if you can visualize it, you can actualize it. But you have to believe it. And then you will recognize that you are living your dream. Of course, it's hard work. It takes hard work. It takes perseverance. It takes dedication. But I trust that you will give yourself that opportunity. I hope you will not drawl and doodle, but that you will give serious consideration and thought to creating a masterpiece. And that your every stroke will be purposeful and intentional and colorful and creative and symbolic and representative. And it will inspire you on to greater things. So work diligently. Participate in whatever you have to do confidently. Explore eagerly. Read ardently. And pursue your goals prayerfully. And success will be yours. Your future begins today. And we can't wait to work with you to help you to achieve your purpose. May God bless you as you commit to His will and to His way. I wish you an intellectually stimulating and rewarding academic experience. And I look forward to greeting you on stage in 2025. God bless you and enjoy your journey at USC.
Pleasant good morning to our incoming students for the second semester of the 2021-2022 academic year. As you have been welcomed and challenged by the Provost, I would just simply want to highlight how grateful I am and to thank you for choosing the University of the Southern Caribbean as the place to pursue your tertiary education. There are two things that grips our world at this time: the COVID-19 pandemic, and quite recently, while it may seem small and insignificant, the passing of Archbishop Desmond Tutu. The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us that we are human. We can all be leveled by one virus if we're not careful. But we can all be protected if we work together to fight the common enemies of humanity. And that's why you have the opportunity of having a university education, so that you can contribute to society and its development. So as you sit in each class, see what you can do to brighten your corner. Archbishop Desmond Tutu is known for his relentless fight against apartheid when South Africa was torn, and that is because he believed in the equality and unity of humankind. I want you, as you go through your journey here, to realize that we must work together for the growth and development of each other. Welcome to USC, and may God continue to bless you in all your many and several efforts here at the University of the Southern Caribbean.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go straight into our keynote speaker this morning. He is none other than Mr. Bertrand Moses. Now, Bertrand Moses is the coordinator of Child Affairs in the Office of the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. He is also the founder of mental health and career coaching organization known as Balance 365. He holds a bachelor's degree in behavioral sciences from the university with a minor in communication studies. He holds a Master of Science degree in the field of psychotherapy from Loma Linda University and completed the United Nations Graduate Study Program in Geneva, Switzerland. In 2020, he was accepted into the Global Atlantic Fellows for Health Equity Program for George Washington University, where he studies and implements global projects in relation to the dimensions of health equity and leadership. This young man is indeed blessed with not only experiences but also wisdom. And so it gives me great pleasure and indeed an honor to welcome to the platform Mr. Bertrand Moses, who will be speaking to you directly at this time. Students, I encourage you to listen in as you will be blessed.
Thank you kindly. I trust that everyone can hear me. And I want to take this opportunity to thank the University of the Southern Caribbean for having me to be a part of this experience, for allowing me to share on the powerful impact that being a USCian man and a woman is. And that's the discussion today. And I want to thank every single person, every student for showing up today. I know it's challenging with COVID-19. And I want to thank the faculty and staff, the president and organizers of this event for having me as a part of this journey. I want to begin by saying, typically in a speech, you'd hear of quotes from Aristotle, you'd hear of experiences of powerful minds from around the world, maybe Desmond Tutu, you'd hear quotations, you'd have great minds and great people. But I want to say this, in this very short dialogue, I do not need it to look further at the walls, the powerful canals and annals of the University of the Southern Caribbean to simply highlight the powerful contributions that are made. In my conversation, I decided to steer away from talking strictly about my experiences at USC. I decided to stray away from this conversation and focus on some of the most impactful and powerful people that I met while at USC. Their stories inspired me then, all of those years ago. I'm an old man now, as you could tell, but I hope that I won't bore you. But I want to share their experiences because they continue to inspire me on this journey. I want to share with you 4 P's. And for each P, I want to title it a chapter that you may or may not have to journey on your USC experience. But I want to say this for sure. For each chapter, there's an individual whose experience is aligned. And that individual continues to tell me, all of these years later after graduating from USC, that all hope is not lost. So let's go. Boom! I want to begin by calling the first chapter, Embracing Rock Bottom. Persistence. If you have access to that chat box, type persistence, light it up. Embracing rock bottom, persistence. For some of us, our journey into USC, finances are flowing. You are just like the Bill Gates of Trinidad and Tobago or the Caribbean. You are the Elon Musk of your community. You could just walk up to a degree and say, boom, I want to put all of this money on the table and I will be successful. But for some of us, it's not very clear. We can't see a plan of how we're going to finance our university experience. And for some of us, there is no pathway. It's dim. If you are listening now, I want you to hear this experience. And if you're not in this experience, I want you to hear this experience because this is an experience that taught me some of the most powerful experiences in life. This young man, a very close friend of mine, and I asked everyone for permission to share the experience. I remember that he was a good friend of mine. We were on the dormitory together. We had a powerful experience. But every single year, every semester, he would start without funds, not knowing how he would pay for his semesters. He exercised faith. During the summer period, while some were going home and traveling and having a good time and relaxing, he worked as a colporteur selling books from house to house. And you know, in the hot sun of the Caribbean, where you're burning up, it's not easy. And when the doors are shut in your face, when people say, no, I'm not buying, he did that every summer. But there was one summer, one July, August break, that things didn't go as well. No, I'm telling you, this wasn't a young man who just relied on working as a colporteur selling books. But I remember he worked as a cleaner in the university, working hard to ensure that he had money to pay for his school fees. But one summer, something went wrong. He didn't make that full amount of money. And he returned to USC without finances for his dorm stay, without tuition. And I remember him on the dorm. And I'm telling you, I didn't realize it now. These are true stories. I didn't realize it now. But now, for someone like myself in mental health, I realized that he was going through a serious bout of depression. He didn't eat because he felt that he had no money. He didn't leave his room. He remained in his bed. He closed off from talking about the experience, and he was lost, feeling as though God had betrayed him. But I want to let you know that as low as he was, somehow he didn't give up. So for the student who is listening now, and you're saying, I don't see how I can find finances to get my way through USC, I want to share his experience. After about 2 weeks of not seeing a way, somehow, miraculously, as is the USC experience, funds came and he was able to register for that year. I want to say to you all, if you are going through this, a big part of being a USCian, the USC experience is about embracing the rock bottom. When you hit the rock bottom, there's something that's created within you that will last you for a lifetime. When you cannot see the funds to pay your school fees, I'm telling you that people like him have paved the way for you. And I'm here to share with you that today he's a pastor working in the Caribbean, and he focuses on community type service projects so he can make a difference within his country. Lesson number 2. So remember, a P is persistence. Number 2, embracing the unknown. And for this P, I title it positivity. Type positivity in the chat. Now, there was a young man, another good friend of mine, and he decided, you know what, I'm ready for university, but I'm not sure what I want to study. I have a mixture of interests. It's here, it's there, it's everywhere. And people would be like, oh, young man, you need to focus and figure out what you're doing. For some of us on this USC journey, we're signing up for a class and we're like, or a course or degree, and we're like, I'm not sure if this is what I want to do, and people have told me that this isn't worth it. And for some of us, we're like, I think I want to leave this field at some point. But I want to share this with you. He decided to do a BSc in biology. He did a double BSc in computer science. He also did a math minor, and he did another minor, I think, in religion. And for many people, they said, that combination, something about that is really, what were you really doing? But there was an interest in each one for him, and he felt as though he was drawn toward doing each. Well, I'm here to share with you that this young man's powerful journey of sticking with what was true to his heart and really embracing the unknown and pioneering the dark difficulty of not seeing a clear pathway in what you're studying turned out to be a golden key for him. This opportunity turned out to be one that got him a scholarship from USC into Loma Linda University to do a master's degree and later even a PhD scholarship that could only be gained through the unique mixture of what he chose. I want to put it to you, there is no other generation right now that is able to create pathways and careers that are not currently established. And you, as the USC man and the USC woman, you have the power to create new pathways that did not exist before. Today, he holds a PhD in bioinformatics and computational biology and works in a hospital in the US with cancer patients, creating opportunities to mediate the effects of cancer using technology and biology. Isn't that amazing? Something that did not even exist then. I say to you, if your P is positivity, type P in the chat box. Or remember, on this journey to embrace the unknown. The next P that I want to talk about is that of passion. If you know me, I believe in passion. It is the gas that takes you through many a difficult long road. This chapter is called Embracing Service Before Self. Now, this young lady was a firecracker. As someone after my own heart, I would say very similar to me. She volunteered throughout the university experience at USC. She was in drama club, she was in sign language club, she was in the basketball club. She was one of the only females to play on the basketball team. She was doing community projects. We traveled together to Dominica. Dominica, nice for the Dominicans in the house. Boom, type Dominica in the chat box. And she did community projects. We renovated a dormitory for students who lived really far from high school, and it allowed them to stay on a campus which was close for them, to allow them to have a university experience. The drama club, we went to Dominica, we helped refurbish and paint and fix this dormitory to allow education. And that's the power of the USC Experience Service. And I remember that through our experience as a drama club, going around the Caribbean to do productions to educate others about how to use lessons against abortion or domestic violence to help them change their lives, we would practice day in, day out, night after night, finishing at 12 o'clock. But I remember that for those of us who were powerful on service, and I'm saying this because even during COVID, you could do it in your community, we would finish practice at 12 o'clock, midnight, and then we would go 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock doing assignments. And that's an unusual experience. But she embraced service before self, and she committed to that cause. I'm here to tell you today that that young lady today now works with UN, with the UNDP, implementing projects to change lives, and she's reached the pinnacle of her experience of service. Sometimes embracing service over self opens doors that cannot be closed, which rewards from God will come later down on. Remember that. So type passion if that is your P. And the last P that I want to share with you is purpose. But this one is different. And I chose this one because, real talk, this is something that I know someone in the audience is experiencing. Embracing grief and loss. Because of COVID-19, we have seen more deaths than World War II. It's documented, it's there globally. More people have died from COVID-19. And for some of us listening, we've had people who were supposed to fund our experience who died, people who were support mechanisms for us who died, people who are ailing right now and sick and you're fearful of them dying. And here you are embarking on a university experience to pursue something to make a better life. I want to share my experience. After graduating from USC, I returned to, I'm from Tobago, so big up any Bagonians in the house. I returned to Tobago to take care of my grandmother, to work as a school counselor. And I decided to return because my grandmother sacrificed everything for me. I remember that between the ages of, say, around 0 to 10, she took care of me, and she believed in me and invested in me. And so, without a doubt, I wanted to return to Tobago. At some point, I got a national scholarship and I left to study at Loma Linda University in California. And it's funny because at that point, she was in her 90s. So she rose me between the ages of 0 to 10. And even sharing this is reminding me of it. But in her 90s, I returned to take care of her. So she stayed with me as an inspirational journey. But I got a scholarship. I left to go to Loma Linda University. And while I was studying there, just those 5 years of me taking care of her before I studied, she became terribly ill. And she became so ill that right before my final exams, and in Loma Linda, your final exams is usually 4 things. 1 is an oral exam that you have to sit in front of a panel and defend and answer questions in relation to your field. 2, you have to also do a final paper on the theory that you chose. I did psychotherapy, so it was on that. 3, you have to do a case paper on clients that you work with. So you have to show video recordings of clients, you work with real clients and the progress they made as a therapist. And then you had minor exams in between as well. And she passed away during that time, that 1 week before I graduated. And I remember thinking to myself, this is someone like my mom, because it's my mom. And I remember what it felt like to know that you couldn't return from California to Trinidad and Tobago for her funeral. She wrote in the way that she wanted her funeral to take place. She wanted me to read her eulogy, and I couldn't return. This wasn't the time of Zoom and all of that. And I remember how difficult that was for me. But what I do remember is that she gave me purpose. And today, I'm here to say that the one thing that kept me is because I know that she dedicated her life to serving children, founding the first school for children living with disabilities called the Happy Haven School in Tobago. I knew that my degree wasn't about me. It was about service. It was about purpose. And I knew that I wanted to carry on her legacy. And I know, without a doubt, that she drives me, even in her absence, in what I do nationally as the coordinator of child affairs in the Office of the Prime Minister to do policies and projects, is to honor her. And so I walk with her. And she is a part of my purpose to protect children around the nation. So I want to end by saying this. If you have experienced a loss during COVID-19, take that loss and turn it into motivation to keep going, to make this degree work. My final P is prayer. And the final chapter is embrace faith and God. There'll be times when it seems like there is no way, especially because you're distant maybe. You may be returning to university now, but in physical, but it will be challenging. Prayer will be your last resort. I have just recently had an experience. The Office of the Prime Minister was awarded the President's Award. It's the Inter-American Division Bank's President of Trinidad and Tobago's award on a project that I was leading on. And I have to say to you, that experience was difficult. I had to present in front of the President of Trinidad and Tobago. I was getting 2 hours, 3 hours sleep every night, working to make this award, the submission of the 8-page document to present to her, to get people to vote. It was three nights of sleep working on this perfection, presenting. I remember we were presenting and the entire PowerPoint technology thing shut off on us and you had to wing it. And I remember that I could say that USC's experience taught me that to persist, to pray. I prayed every day. I was close to God fully during, it was probably like a month of difficult experiences. But I'm happy to say that I was praying God and faith, and the people who rallied and stick by me and I can reach out to encourage them, like, keep going, let's get people to this course. We had over 9,000 persons completing a course against child abuse, and it's because of prayer. And I want to end by saying, God was my only strength, and God will be your only strength. Everything that I did, leadership experiences at USC, the drama club at USC, writing essays and writing papers at USC prepared me for it. And I want to end by saying that USC will give you all of the skills that you need to become the USCian man and woman. So on this journey, embrace it all. Everything that comes to you is a guide from beyond. And you stand on the shoulders of great people that I mentioned before. And there is no challenge that you cannot overcome because you are USC strong. To each student, I welcome you on this journey. To every lecturer, the president, the staff, I thank you for having me to share what the USC shoulders are like. And you, freshmen, stand on those shoulders. Have a powerful experience and know that you can achieve anything beyond excellence.
Beyond excellent. Thank you very much, Mr. Moses. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement and also for your reminder of what it takes to be a Usian. And I am very much happy that we were able to hear your personal experience because you brought it home. It was not about a far-fetched character. It was about your experience. And so persons can agree that, hey, right here at USC, we have multiple persons who would have traversed persons who would have developed themselves as a result of joining this beautiful campus. And today, you are indeed an example of what others can become if they join this university, Jeannie.
Yes.
Such a wonderful speech. Such a wonderful speech. Now, what do we have coming up, Jeannie?
Well, coming up next, just now we talked about our extension campuses across the region. We'll be hearing from our extension side coordinators, from our coordinators in South Trinidad, in Tobago, in Antigua, in Barbados, in St. Lucia, in Guyana. I think I got all this time, did I? Did I?
You have to get it right, Jeannie.
Okay, let's count them.
You have to go again.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we are here on main campus to welcome you, but we'll hear from South Tobago, Antigua, Barbados, St. Lucia, and Guyana. So yes, that is all 7. But before we go to the extension side coordinators, we have a couple announcements for you guys. We want to ensure that you guys are there to listen to the on-demand webinars tomorrow. Thank you for those who are just joining us, or for those that have stayed on for the entire program. We welcome you again. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we begin our on-demand webinars. So that is the Transition to University Life. That happens on our YouTube page. That is for all our new freshman students. And at the same time, at the same 11 o'clock, there will be a supporting your child or spouse through university seminar. That will be hosted by Dr. Edward Clark, and that is for your support system here at the University of the Southern Caribbean.
Parents,
Tell
guardians.
your parents. You need to head over to the USC's website, usc.edu.tt/VWOW. That stands for Virtual Week of Welcome. And you'll have all the links there to the different sessions. Now, following those 2 sessions, those 2 run from 11 to 11:30, there'll be the importance of academic integrity. We spoke about integrity and honesty and these important things. And you will learn from our library director the importance of academic integrity at 11:45. Then, following that, we'll hear from our representative from our USC online program.
Come on, yes.
Who will talk to us about navigating USC's virtual learning environment. Now, we've been at this virtual thing for a good couple of months, a good couple of semesters now. It's improving as we go. So come and learn how to navigate that. Then following that, you would hear from Miss Terencia Joseph at 1:15 about making the grade, making that A. You know, to keep your GPA on top. I know we talked about your GPA not being the most important thing, but it is still important. You know,
very important.
Then after that, we will hear from our librarians again at 2 o'clock on how to library when you can't go to the library. That is very important, especially at a university level where you'll be doing a lot of academic things, learning from research papers and textbooks and learning from all different authors. You need to learn how to use the library. You won't be using the Dewey Decimal System online, but you'll be able to navigate databases better. And then following that, you will come back at 6:30 to learn about what your student governments can do for you and our little virtual games night so we can get into some fun. Fun is always important. But that is all tomorrow. Tomorrow at 11 it starts. But today, the last announcement for today is specifically to our nursing students. When we did our welcome, a lot of nurses said that they were going to be nursing students. You aren't nurses just yet, but you will be.
Correct.
So to learn what we need to know about being a nurse, you would hear from our director of the nursing department, Miss Phyllis Wilfred, at 3 p.m. today. You can also head over to our USC website, usc.edu.tt/VWOW. That's VWOW. And the link for that nursing student orientation will be there. Now, this one is specific to the nursing students, all right? So all your questions when it comes to your clinical rotations, when you'll start, all these things, your uniform, your pins, your hats, all the specifics to being a nurse, you can learn more about that there. So,
Well done, Jeannie.
thank you, Jason. Thank you.
Excellent. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go straight over to our coordinators, and you'll get the opportunity to meet them, to hear from them, and also to understand that even though we have a main campus here, we have other campuses around the entire Caribbean.
Yes.
Let's listen to our coordinators.
The San Fernando Extension Campus brings greetings and welcomes to all our new and returning students to the University of the Southern Caribbean. We are thrilled to be partnering with you as you participate in an exciting educational journey of discovery. You will find unlimited opportunities to enjoy campus life by learning, exploring, and engaging together. Welcome.
USC Guyana campus brings greetings from Guyana and South America to all our new and returning students. We welcome you to USC. Thank you for choosing us. Welcome.
Hello from the Sister Isle. I am Mrs. Venus Simon Frederick, Campus Director of the Tobago Extension Campus, where minds come alive and excellence blossoms. Welcome to the University of the Southern Caribbean. You have made an excellent choice, particularly if you've chosen to study at the Tobago campus. I assure you, you will not be disappointed. USC offers a holistic educational experience, and so we want you to excel holistically. We want you to excel mentally. Study. Pay attention to your assignments. Get those A's. After all, you came here for a degree. We want you to excel socially. Be sure to make friends along the way. And don't forget your family members. You will certainly need their support on this journey. We want you to excel physically. Take care of your body. Eat well. Exercise. Drink lots of water. Get adequate rest. Above all else, we want you to excel spiritually. If you seek God first and His righteousness, all other things will be added on to you. Remember that without God, you are nothing. But with Him, you can do all things. So enjoy this wonderful journey. We're happy to have you here. Bye.
Do you remember the popular question, what do you want to be when you grow up? You may have been asked this several times throughout your life, and your answers may have changed throughout the years. But here you are now, starting your journey at USC. A journey that will lead to an amazing career that is built on knowledge, skills, and the character that you will develop right here at this institution. I want to welcome you to USC. There's a quote by Christian Larson that says, "Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside of you that is greater than any obstacle." You will face obstacles here. That is part of life. But with God's strength, you will overcome. Welcome to USC. An amazing journey awaits you.
Hello everyone. I am Susanna Gold, the coordinator of the University of Southern Caribbean. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome you to this great institution. As you begin your journey of tertiary education, I advise you to make God your guide. Speak to your professors. They are your friends. They will help you. They will ask for clarity. And my doors, if you are in Antigua campus, my doors are always open to welcome you. Students, study hard. Study every day so you can have retention of the concepts. And as you study and you work hard, you will reap the reward of your labor. Hard work will bring success. So welcome, enjoy, and as things get rough, hang in the boat, don't quit, and you will be okay. Welcome again. All the best.
Good day. To all of you wonderful and honorable students of the University of the Southern Caribbean, and especially to you, the students of the St. Lucia campus. It is a pleasure for me, as coordinator of the St. Lucia campus, to join with all others in welcoming every one of you to USC. USC is the most prestigious tertiary institution in the Caribbean. We at USC look forward to working with you to make your USC experience the most rewarding and the most enriching educational experience that you will have in your life. I wish you success in your studies. Be reminded that we at USC are here to help you. Do not hesitate to call upon us. We are always ready and willing to assist you and to help you. You are our business. You are our main focus. We want you to be happy and we want your education experience to be a good one, and that's why we are there to help you. I encourage every one of you to trust in God at all times. Trust in God with all your might. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, I want you to acknowledge God because He will direct your path. Do not think it's going to be difficult. You can do all things through Christ who gives you strength, and nothing is impossible with God. I encourage you to put all the effort necessary at all times in doing your schoolwork, in doing and submitting your assignments, in class participation, in participation in your various forums, in working with each other, helping each other, and being focused. I encourage you to stay with God, and I further encourage you to seek God's help when it will seem difficult. With God, all things are possible, and with God, you will be successful. And so, honorable students of USC, I encourage you to stay focused, and I ask for God's special blessing upon you throughout your time at USC. May God bless you. I wish you a wonderful school year. I wish you a successful school year. You can do it as you trust in God. God bless every one of you.
Hello. On behalf of the Student Finance Department and by extension the Financial Affairs Department, we would like to extend a warm welcome to all our new students. We hope that you have an enjoyable stay. My name is Brent Marshall, the Director for Student Finance. Today I would like to share with you some important points that you should follow so that you can have a comfortable stay with us at the university. So, at this moment, I would like to share this information with you. First of all, I'm sharing some quick details with you on how you can get in contact with us. We are located at the administrative building at the university on main campus. Our contact number is here, in addition to one main email where you can receive general information. Now, you would have seen these dates before, but I will share them with you again. Our registration dates for the 2021-2022 first semester period. August 9 to 27, you have registration begins. Now pay attention to these other dates also. On September 13th, it's our last day to add a course. On September 20th, last day to complete registration. And on September 27th, last day to drop or withdraw with a refund. As we continue in this presentation, I will share some further details on these important dates. So now I would like to share with you some tuition information. I know a lot of us would be interested in what is the cost of your program, or what fees do I have to pay. So for main campus, those students who are on main campus, you would be paying general fees, which will be $12.30 per semester. That will be for first and second semester, and usually in our third semester you would pay a fee of $1,005. Now we have fees also for tuition, where we have fees separated for inside of the union, outside of the union, and then we have lab fees, as you would see there. Now we also have our extension campuses, those students who would be attending our South Campus, our Tobago Extension Campus, or Barbados, St. Lucia, Antigua, or Guyana. Now these fees are also listed here for you, that you can have a look, which you can also find in our registration notice that will be sent to your email. In addition, you will be able to find the registration notice on our school's website. Now we have a number of payment options that you can use and that would be convenient for you, especially now that you are at home and most of your classes, if not all of your classes, will be virtual. So one of our key payment options is via Aorion. So you see here, if you want to pay via Aorion, you can follow these quick steps. Log on to Aorion, go to Finance, select Pay with a credit card, enter credit card details and billing information, and select Pay Now. Once you would have completed this, a receipt will be sent to you via email. In addition, our cashier at the main campus is open from Monday to Thursday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. In addition, we have these other payment options that you can use. You can make a payment for students who reside in Trinidad and Tobago via RBC Royal Bank, and we have the account number here. Also, you can use the Republic Bank account number option. If you would like to stay in the comfort of your home, you can also use our bank transfer option. Here we have listed also the said account number for RBC, and we have also identified that it's a savings account. For Republic, they said we have done also. For international students and which are students residing outside of Trinidad and Tobago, and you would like to make a payment via international wire transfer, we have provided this information here for you also. Remember, all this information is available within our registration notice that we have made available to you. For students at our extension sites, which include Guyana, Barbados, St. Lucia, and Antigua campuses, we have links that is now available to all our students at these sites. So you can reach out to these sites and have these payments completed. Our additional options, we have provided you with some bank account information that you can use also to make your necessary payments. So some students may ask, what are my payment options in terms of how much do I pay to begin, and do I have a payment plan? Here it is. Our payment requirements are as follows. Students will be allowed to register with a payment of 25% of all fees. What is 25% of all fees? Now, once you would have selected your classes and you will see the total figure on your Aorion of how much you have to pay, just multiply this figure by 0.25 and you would be able to realize what is your 25%. Following which, once we complete your registration, your financial advisor would be able to provide you with a payment plan for the other 75%. Okay? This 75% payment will be made payable over a 3-month period. So you can, again, once you would have completed the process of selecting your classes via your academic advisors, you can now make a payment via the payment options you would have provided, and this payment would be 25%, following which we will provide you with 3 months where you can pay the other 75%. For some of our students who may be scholarship students or students who are on educational assistance, you can send an email to us with this letter via this email that we would have listed here, studentfinance@usc.edu.tt. About our exchange rates, our exchange rates are as follows as we have listed here. Now, let's get into the registration steps. Our registration steps are quite simple. We have step 1 to 4 listed here, and if you would follow these steps, everything will be okay with you for registration. For GATE students, we would have an extra step, but for non-GATE students, you will just have 3 steps. Of course, we have listed here. Step 1, certainly contact your student advisement center. Contact the student advisement center for the academic advisement, account activation, and course selection. Once this is completed, that is your first step towards registration. Now this, remember, this is just the course selection aspect. Following which, for our GATE students, you will need to now complete your GATE application. And later on, we will discuss a little bit, because you would have received additional information concerning GATE. So we will just discuss a little bit of how you can go about completing your GATE application to ensure that you have your registration completed. And you see we have listed here how you can apply for GATE. And we provide this basic information for you. The academic period, September 2021 to August 2022. Semester 1, which is this semester here. Academic year 21-22. Step 3, upload your receipt via the link. Now this link is provided in our registration notice. So once you open our registration notice, you would see the link. You can click on it and upload your receipt right there. In addition, also, our registration completion link is included in our registration notice. So both of these are included in our registration notice. So you must find this registration notice either on our school's website or within your USC email. So adding a course. If you need to add a course, of course you must consult with your academic advisor. Adding a course does not mean that you are registered. Adding a course simply means that you have selected the class, and then the financial department would need to do the second part of the process, which would be completing your registration. But before your registration can be completed, we must ensure that either you have applied for GATE or you would have paid your necessary 25%. So remember that the last day to add a course is September 13th, 2021. So for our GATE students, let's speak for a little. Before you can apply for GATE, of course, you must have a TT Connect ID. So we would have identified some steps, some items here that you must have: your birth paper, your national ID, a valid email address, in order to get a TT Connect ID. This information I know you would have received already, so I'm just reiterating these points for you. Now, how can you apply for GATE? This information also is not new to you. You would have received this information before, but here I'm sharing it with you again. Once you have a copy of your birth paper, your ID or passport, marriage certificate where required, your acceptance letter from USC, and a personal payslip. This is for your means test. You must ensure you have these documents when applying for GATE. Remember that you must apply for your means test. If you don't, you know what will happen. You will be automatically qualified for a specific percentage, and this you would have received some information on already. So you may ask, should I apply for GATE every semester? Yes is the answer. Every semester you must apply for GATE at the beginning of the semester. Once you do this, This is an integral step. Remember, this is the second step in your registration process, and this is an integral step for you. So I'm sharing some information here for you. On September 1, as you see there, which is this semester, you would apply for September 2021 to August 2022, semester 1, academic year 21-22. Next semester, which is semester 2, you would apply again for the same academic period, September 2021 to August 2022. That's an error. For August to August 2022, semester 2, and the academic year is 21-22. And semester 3, same academic period, September 2021 to August 2022, semester 3, academic year 21-22. So let's speak a little bit now about dropping a course. How can you drop a course? Same way you can add a course. First, you need to contact your academic advisor. Your academic advisor will provide you with all the guidance needed so that you can drop this course successfully. Now remember that the last day to drop a course is September 27th, 2021. So you must ensure that the drop process is completed. And how will you know that this process is completed? You will not see your course appearing on Aorion. And once you see that course disappears, you know that your course have been successfully dropped. If, however, you see that you log into Aorion and your course is still there that you attempted to drop, or the academic advisor attempted to drop, then you would need to contact your academic advisor again to ensure that your course is dropped. So, what is the last day for registration? The last day for registration is September 20th, 2021. Please pay attention to this important date. Your courses will be dropped on Aorion by September 22nd if you don't complete your registration in time. So therefore, remember to complete your registration in time. If by any chance though, you may decide that you would like to withdraw either temporarily or permanently, you must ensure to send an email to the email we have listed here, anthonyw@usc.edu.tt. Since we are in the comfort of our homes, once you send this email, you will be guided with the necessary steps on how you can complete your withdrawal. Now, we have a withdrawal policy, and this you must pay attention to. Our withdrawal policy states that you would receive 80% of your tuition returned to you within 4 weeks of the start of class. So if you withdraw from our institution, temporarily or permanently, at least 4 weeks within the start of classes, you would be able to receive 80% of your tuition. For general fees, you can only receive 50% within 2 weeks of withdrawal. So after 2 weeks, you will not be able to receive any refund on your general fees. Now, when it comes to the end of the semester, this is also a very important area that you must look at. At the end of your semester, every semester for our GATE students, you must ensure that you look out for a call or contact from the finance department via email or telephone indicating that we have a GATE form that we would like you to sign. What you need to do also is check your eGate application or check your emails to ensure that you receive any correspondence from the finance department in relation to your GATE forms. For non-GATE students, at the end of the semester, we would expect that your tuition payment is up to date, which means you would have covered your 75% of your tuition, and then you would be clear to do your exams. You may ask about letters. You may want a letter for the bank purposes or any other. For a statement of fees, you'd like to know how much tuition, how much general fee, what would be your cost for the upcoming semester. You can send an email to Student Finance at usc.edu.tt, or you can also see our registration notice where we have provided you with a link that if you click on, we can provide you with the information that you need. The cost of a letter is $10, and this letter will be processed within 3 business days. Now, thank you so much for listening in, and we'll be happy to answer any of your questions.
Yes,
Hey,
Jason.
you know the heart of any institution. You know what students love to hear about is finances.
Well, it is important. If the finance isn't there, how do they see the feasibility of it
Yeah,
all?
that is difficult. You know, I remember my journey at USC. You know, I had to ensure that my finances were down packed. I came to USC and I didn't have it all. And so I came and I was very industrious. I decided to work because when you work, it actually helps with the alleviation of those finances. And I'm
Right.
telling you, I was blessed tremendously. I did almost every single thing possible on campus to ensure that my finances were in check. And so we would have heard from the financial director.
Right.
And I want to share the dates so that persons will get the dates as to registration and what's not. So can you share with us, Jean?
All right, let me just reiterate what the dates are. So today the 4th of January, we have our first day of orientation for our freshman students. And tomorrow will be day 2 of our virtual week of welcome, which we would also continue our orientation sessions. But then when we come in on the 6th and the 7th, which is Thursday and Friday of this week, we will be registering we'll be registering for our classes and completing our financial registration. So that would entail you seeing your academic advisors and then seeing your financial advisors so that you can begin classes on Monday the 10th with the rest of our student body. So on the 6th and the 7th, ensure that you make sure your classes are chosen and you pay your finances. Our director would have mentioned our methods of payment, whether you come in by the cashier or you don't want to leave your home, so you do virtual payments or you go to the bank, whatever you may choose.
Excellent. And I also know, Jeannie, a very important date. For example, what if I want to drop a class?
Well, if you want
will I be refunded? What if I want to drop a class?
Okay, so the way things work at USC, you can register for classes, and then if you feel this class is not for you, it's too much for you right now, you can drop the class. No worries, and you will be fully refunded. But of course, everything comes with rules. The rule to this is you must drop your class by the January the 24th. January the 24th is the last day for you to drop your classes and receive a full refund.
Oh, wow. So January 24th.
Of 2022.
Excellent. So
No.
once they drop before January 24th, they will be refunded.
Yes.
Okay, that is excellent. But isn't there a last day to drop or change? Like, isn't there a last day?
Oh, okay. The last day to add a course is January 24th.
Oh, okay, the last day to add is January 24th.
Okay, let's clear that up.
Yes, please do, because we want to make sure that everybody gets the correct information.
Of course.
Good. Nice.
So you go to your academic advisors, you see your classes, you might want to do another class, you might think, yes, I can take on some more credits. So the last day to add a class is the 24th of January. Right,
to add or
24th.
to change.
To add or to change.
Excellent.
So let's say you don't want your class at 5 o'clock, you want your class at 3 o'clock, you make sure to change your class by the 24th of January.
Okay.
The 24th of January.
And the last day to complete registration is when?
Right, so the completion of the registration period would mean you cannot make any more additions to your classes. That would be the 31st of January, the end of the January month.
There's a lot of things happening in January.
Yes, January is a busy time. So ensure that you have these dates accurately known. Now, this information can be found on the USC website at usc.edu.tt/current_students. When you go to our USC website, you go under the students tab because you are all students, and go under current students because from today on, you are a current student of USC. Scroll down and you'll see our USC notices, and all this information will be there.
Okay, and the last date, Jeannie. So if January 31st is the last day to complete registration, then what about those persons, as I said, who might want to change a credit to audit, those persons who might want to drop a class? Then it has to be later down.
It has to be later down, of course.
Yes, so what is the date for that? Like to drop that class if I don't want to do it anymore?
Okay, so if you don't want to do that class anymore and you want to receive a full refund, you would drop the class by February 7th, right? But if you drop your class by February 7th and it passes through and everything, you'll be fully refunded. Now, I'm not saying you cannot drop your class after that. You can, but you will not be fully refunded for the course.
Excellent, excellent. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I hope all that information was clean and clear. And as Jeannie would have said, you can get this information on the school's website. Always remember that you can get all this information on the school's website. Now, I think it's time for us to go to the next segment.
But before we get to the next segment, right, I would like to introduce our on-demand webinars. We just looked at our finances. So whether it was working to support your finances or you are on GATE, our Nationals of Trinidad and Tobago, you may be GATE students. I urge you to look at our on-demand webinars that will be found on our USC website once again, usc.edu.tt/VWOW. That is our orientation week of welcome page. And you will hear from Mrs. Lovelace about GATE Matters,
yes,
which is only for Trinidad and Tobago students. Well, if you're curious, of course, you can go on and take a look. And also we would be hearing about getting involved as a first-year student, as I encourage you all to become more involved.
Yes.
Building a socio-emotional competence.
Yes.
Building social-emotional competence as a student. Adulting 101 for our new students, our younger crowd who's just coming out of high school. Adulting, learning that. And then navigating your way as a first-generation university student. So if you are the first person in your family to go to a tertiary institution, navigating it would be a little more different than on somebody who would have had prior generations being in the tertiary education system. So this will help equip you. And then last but not least, if you are a non-traditional university student, if you're a student that is working while you study, if you're a student with kids, if you are a student with a spouse, if you are a student that, what else? What are some other non-traditional students we have?
I think you cover basically all the categories.
Basically all right. So once you are not a student coming straight out of high school into university, that is you are a non-traditional student, and we'll hear about life as a non-traditional student.
Excellent. So these are webinars that you can participate in. And if you are like me, I like to ensure that I get the information firsthand. So I will encourage you to participate so that you as well can get the information firsthand. Right now, we have a very energetic, enthusiastic young man who will come. Ginny, I don't know, did this young man teach you?
He did actually, he did.
And what did he teach you? How to cook?
No, he taught me some special activities.
Oh, special activities.
Now, don't get me wrong, that was the name of the course. We have a course called Special Activities. Now, some more details about that course. That's not the only course he teaches, but that's the one he taught me.
Oh, so you know about that one. But special activities doesn't have any form of cooking? Because if you're going to teach me how to keep my body in shape, I mean, remember, we have to eat as well. So I'm not sure. Did you hear anybody talk about any form of, cooking classes or what we need to eat to keep ourselves in shape? I know I have to do some work, and I have a lot of work to do. I mean, have you heard anything?
Well, of course. So when I did special activities, right, I would have sought advice from Mr. Pear or his colleagues, or Mr. Pears, who we'll be hearing from. I let the cat out of the bag early. And he would guide on the best way to support your body while you are training. You may ask, training for what?
Okay, now I got it. Now I got it. So, right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us the Honorable Mr. Leroy Pear.
Mr. Leroy
And
Pear.
he will come with us with some health nuggets. Now, I want you to listen, because trust me, this man would have given me a little health nugget already this morning, and I'm going to take it in consideration because I need for you to be able to see the new me when you come physically at USC. So welcome, Mr. Leroy Pear.
All right, thank you, folks. Thank you for your introduction. I feel honored and I feel important to be part of this presentation this morning. Now, I'm here just to share with you a few tips. And you may wonder, what tips may I share? I was introduced as a young man, and I'm happy to know that Jason saw me as a young man. And this morning, I would have shared a few tips with Jason. I wouldn't tell you what it is, but he would be coming to the gym pretty soon. Yes. Pretty soon. However, I am the coordinator of the Sports and Physical Education Department, and I'm here specifically to encourage you into a lifestyle of fitness while you pursue your academic dreams. Now, there are just a few slides that I would share with you, and the first one is that when you get into a university, the first thing you want to do for your long-term dream is to be on the honor roll, to get high grades. You check your lecturers to ensure that the grade that you got is the correct grade. You would email, you would send information to ensure that whatever you do, you pass the course and you pass the course successfully. However, while you're going through your academic pursuits, we most times neglect our health. Most times neglect our health because we believe that it is important to get good grades. But after studying and you get into the world of work, you realize that you're not as healthy or as well as you should be. Therefore, your employers now have to spend a lot more money because some of us spend more time at the medical institution than on our jobs. So we have a good grade. We've done well. We have made that honor roll. We remember people like Dr. Drayson and Dwight and all the other folks, Beverly Ellis, and we can go on and on. We call their names, but are they healthy? Are they enjoying a fulfilling, rewarding life? My aim here is to share with you how you can balance academics while taking care of your health. Now, up there you would see that you have your academic goals and you have wellness. Which one will you choose? Of course, you would say your academic dreams. But I'm sharing with you the ability to balance the both. Now, at USC, we have what is called the Fitness Lab. Fitness Lab USC. The university, as many other universities, saw it fit to involve wellness and health as part of developing the holistic being. So we're not just sending you out academically sound, but we are sending you out with an ability to perform to your best. All right? And we believe that as you exercise and as you study, you become the best you can be. USC is not just interested in getting good grades, but we look at the heart, the hands, and the mind in developing a great student and a great product for the world of work. So that at USC, we encourage you to exercise. We encourage you to eat properly. We encourage you to spend time on your health. How do you do that? One, you choose a particular time of the day, just as you would choose to study, where you will exercise. So, on your list of to-do things, you will place exercise in its proper position. Now, my question to you is, what's the best time of day to exercise? What's the best time? I give you a moment to think about it. Yes, the best time of the day to exercise is the time that you will be able to maintain. So some of you may have said early in the morning when you get up or late on evenings when you finish your chores. The truth be told, that most times things will come in its place. So the best time of the day to exercise is that time that you would have scheduled and ensure, just like taking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that you maintain that time. Do not take any appointments or anything during that time. All right? The second thing is, how do you support your exercise, or what do you do as a form of exercise? Most times, you look at yourself and you say to yourself, maybe I need to lose some weight, I need to put on some size. Like yesterday while home, a young lady called me as some students who would come at the fitness lab here at USC, and they want to put on a little bum, they want to get nice toned legs, they find the arms too flabby, the belly a little big, you know, that apple shape that you get here. And sometimes outside, when you're outside and you put in your hands up to stretch, you see a little curtain blowing in the breeze under here, you know, are being very disrespectful, right? And you want to tighten that curtain. You know, sometimes you're putting up your curtain, you don't want to use the washer and the dryer, so you use your tub, and while you're joking, things shaking, and you want to change that. No, I'm giving you live demonstration here, right? I just can't help it. We at the gym suggest that you train. You train. Some of you may not be able to afford a gym right now, but there are a lot of things you can do. I would suggest that you go on YouTube, but there are many exercises and programs on YouTube that you should not do or isn't designed for your ability. But you can develop your own program, or you can call at USC at the gym extension 1250, and you can be guided as such while we're in this virtual space. However, pretty soon we'll be back together, and you will be at the gym taking part in your exercise session. So there are many exercise programs that you can develop to suit your structure, or your morphology as we call it. And we will guide you in that area. But how do you support those exercise programs? By proper nutrition. How many of us eat 1 meal per day? How many of us eat 2 meals per day? How many of us eat 3 meals per day? How many of us eat bread, flour only? All right? Or some of us eat only when we make the time, because we're too busy. And as students, we stay up late at night, and while we promote health, you want to pass your course and so on, so you stay up late at night. I remember one morning at 2 a.m., around 2 a.m., I marking a particular paper from Community and Environmental Health, and I sent an email to a student, so that when she get up in the morning, she would be able to respond. About 2 minutes after she responded, it meant that she was up at 2 a.m. And most times, to support your ability to stay up late at night, we snack. What a terrible thing. And as you snack, you don't realize where the fat is going. Remember, when you eat, you are taking in calories. Protein, 4 grams. Carbohydrates, 4 grams. And fats, we have 9 grams. So when you eat, every time you eat, you're taking in calories. That's how it goes into your body. And if you do not burn it, it is stored as fat. You are correct. It is stored as fat. Therefore, you need to look at the food, not just look at the food, but determine what the component of your plate is. And even when you are hungry, it does not necessarily mean that you need to eat. It means that your body has grown accustomed to eating every time you're hungry. So some people have 1 meal, whole day eating. All right? Now it's advisable, the new theory is that you can have 2 meals per day. Early in my lifetime, we would have thought if you want to lose size or put on size, you can eat up to 6 small meals per day every 3 hours. But it must be small meals, and the components of such must be what your body needs only. So to support your nutrition, your exercise, you need proper nutrition. Look at the plate. What do you have on the plate? Enough vegetables, cereals and so on. Nuts, grains, right? Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, the 3 main food groups that should be on your plate. Ensure that you have healthy carbohydrates. Leave the sodas alone. Most times you go to school, I see it here at the university, we do not sell soft drink on the campus, but you see students walking in and we have a way you hold it between your fingers and you're walking, you're proud to hold a Coke. Use that to clean your toilet. All right? So these are the things that we need to stay away from, and those are the things that we need to eat. Again, do not eat late at night. If you have to eat, drink water. Well, sometimes we say clean some carrot and chew on it. I don't know how long you can take to chew a slice of carrot. But try it. Just chew on that carrot, and it will give you exactly what you need during the night. Now, as we move on, the university, in order to give you, the student, a rewarding and fulfilling life, we have many other activities. And as the slides will show, we have activities, and it will come up in a short, such as intramural sports, cricket, football, basketball, taking place on campus in our small, neat, put-away savannah, so that students are allowed to continue to participate in sports while at this institution. We also participate in a number of other activities. So if you look on the slide, you would see our football team, you would see our basketball teams, and these teams would go out and participate in intramural activities. Those are, intervarsity activities. Those are activities participated in by all the different universities in Trinidad and Tobago, run by the Tertiary Sports Association of Trinidad and Tobago. So we are part of a bigger body called TSAT, where we compete in a wholesome way against other universities. And we do not just compete, but we do very well. We do very well. Also, TSAT, of whom we are a body of, are part of the world collegiate university, tertiary institution called FISU, the Federation of International Sporting Universities. And we have had students who participate not only in Trinidad, but represented Trinidad and their countries in major sporting events because they were given an opportunity to take part in sports at this university. Also, we have other extracurricular activities that you can participate in. These activities include hiking, cookouts, know your country tours, leatherback turtle watching, and I could have put up a lot more pictures, but because of time, we're just going to go through some of the activities. We go to look at different special sites in Trinidad and Tobago. So you international students, when you come to Trinidad, you are not confined to the compound of this university, but we take you all through. Now, there's a challenge that I will put out to you, and you can send it to me at my email, or the communications department will send you some information. At your country or in your country, you take part in many different activities. Because we cannot meet together, we can get to know your country without coming to St. Lucia, coming to Antigua, going to Barbados, going to Guyana. We are saying that you can do some Know Your Country tours and send these pictures into us, to Ms. Beverly Ellis email, p@usc.edu.tt, so that we could also be part of your country. And we in Trinidad as students will also send out pictures to you from activities that we are taking part in. So we can develop a whole united university where we interact with each other with our activities. So, to you student, you have chosen to come to the best university in Trinidad and Tobago. And may I say, the best university in the world. Because we do not only give you academic excellence, we give you spiritual excellence. We give you physical and wellness excellence. We teach you how to take care of your bodies, proper nutrition. And at the end of the day, when you graduate from this university, because of your connection with USC, because of your connection and what you have gained, you will let someone else know that the best university in Trinidad and Tobago is the University of the Southern Caribbean. Thank you very much, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Madam Jeannie, we are actually back. I hope you would have learned a lot from that health nugget.
Yes, I would have learned about all the different things that we can do to make sure that, when we washing clothes, we don't have things blowing in the wind.
Okay.
The curtains are in the machine and not out to dry.
Well, you might have to ask me to breathe because I'm trying to hold the stomach in now so that I don't embarrass myself. But I'll be joining the gym, ladies and gentlemen, and it's indeed an invitation for you as well. You might not be here at USC yet physically, but you can always join the gym wherever you are in your locale. Because say what? Health is indeed important. Now, we are not here about health right now. We're here because we have a guest.
We have a guest.
We have a guest. I always wanted to do that Trevor Noah thing. Oprah is here, but it's not Oprah. It would be so exciting.
No, we do not have Oprah here today.
Yes,
we
my
have
Lord.
A wonderfully beautiful lady that has joined us here today, and she is our university registrar.
Registrar. And her name, of course, is Aina Antoine, soon to be Dr. Aina Antoine. I am not sure, ladies and gentlemen, as Oprah would have, if she has something to give away to all students. I'm not sure she will ask you to look under your seat, and whatever is under your seat belongs to you, but let's see what happens. And so, Madam Antoine, we welcome you to our orientation. I know you have a lot of information to share with the students. We are happy to have you, and welcome. Today, she'll be speaking to us a lot about registrar stuff.
Yes, we just mentioned a little bit ago that registration is on the 6th and the 7th. So registration or registrar ensures that you get registered so that you may start your classes on the 10th. So let's hear from our registrar.
Yes, just share with us your mission for your department, and then you can go tell us a little about the services that you provide.
Okay, hi guys, good morning. Again, my name is Ayana Antoine, and I am the registrar at the University of the Southern Caribbean. Before I even start though, I want to take time to, join with my colleagues, because I'm sure many persons would have welcomed you before. And so I just want to welcome, all right? And just quickly, the registrar's office really and truly is all about ensuring the academic integrity of records. We kind of twofold. Ensuring the academic integrity of the records, meaning that we keep your record safe. Everything about your personal record will always be safe with us, and so you shouldn't have that to worry about. That's one less thing that you want to worry about with your tenure, throughout your tenure with us. And secondly, we provide academic support. And by that, I mean, we simply, sometimes there are policies and there are procedures. And while we may know the jargon, because we do it, we use it every day. We know what GPA is, we know a number of things. We just know what it is. It becomes second nature to us, but it's not like that for you. And so we are here to provide academic support, and we're able to explain those policies if you're having a challenge, and also ensure that those policies are upheld. So that's basically us, in a nutshell.
Right.
Wow. That's good. That's good. And just share with us further services. Like, for example, when I came to USC, I did not start here, by the way, Jeannie.
Oh, okay.
I started in Antigua. I did about a few courses.
Was that at our Antigua Extension
site.
campus?
Yes.
Right.
And I was able to transfer my credits successfully. So, Madam Antoine, tell us a little about transfer credits.
Okay, so before I get into transfer credits, you asked me before, and I just want to touch on that. Some of the services that we offer, transfer credits being one of them. All right, but we also do letters for students, so status letter if that is what you need. We do petitions, we do change of programs, and one of the things, the most important thing actually, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, is the academic audit, because that audit actually allows or provides a guideline for your entire stay here, your entire program. You follow it to the T, and again, the objective is to really make things easier.
Yes.
And also, you can see progression happening. So I'm seeing me moving from having to complete 137.5 credits if you're nursing, or 124 if you're doing psychology. to that coming down every time you do a semester, every time you do 16 credits, you're seeing it decreasing. Hopefully, it gives you hope.
Yes.
So that you're able to see the finish line.
Yes.
But in terms of transfer credits in particular, yes, we deal with transfer credits. We're able to assess the credits that you enter with from another institution, and we're able to, if it's applicable, and that word is very important, if it's applicable and relevant to your program, we're able to apply it to your current program. And what does that do? That actually simply would decrease the number of courses that you have to do at USC, and of course, decrease the time that you stay at USC. So generally, persons stay 4 years, right?
Yes.
Generally. But you're coming with transfer credits. If it's applicable, 16 credits applicable to your program, you know right away that's 1 semester less. So yes, transfer credits, we're able to process that. It's important that if you asking for transfer credits, that you also have your course outlines from the previous institution, and of course your institution must be accredited.
Correct.
And this is outside of A-levels. So A-levels would be standardized. We know exactly what you're getting. If you completed Unit 1, we know what we'd give you. If you completed Unit 2, we know what we'd give you. But anytime it's outside of A-levels and you're coming from an institution, another tertiary institution, then you need to have 2 things. 1, your course outlines, and 2, your accreditation statement. Yeah.
Lovely. Ginny, you see why I cannot do that job?
Well,
Because, the registrar is not even looking at her notes.
Yeah, she knows it off the top of her head. It becomes,
Yes.
it's her day-to-day
Her second
life.
nature. Wow.
So what about students that come in straight from university, not university, sorry, from secondary school? They don't know about these things. What are credits? What's a GPA? Why am I transferring things? What's happening to them? Tell me how you would support that.
Okay, well, for one thing, somebody coming straight out of secondary school, once, as I said before, if it's not A-levels, then there's nothing to transfer.
Right.
So you're coming straight out of CXE, we have nothing to transfer because we do not transfer CXE subjects, right? We use those as your basis of admission. So that is what you would have used to enter into USC, right? But what else in terms of supporting? We oftentimes, I know Mr. Pierce spoke about the head, the heart, and the hand. And I am here purely academic, and so Mr. Pierce may have not really minimized GPA a bit, but I am here to elevate GPA people. I am here to ensure that you know what a GPA is, and your GPA really is your grade point average. It is, I don't want to say everything in university life, but it's a major part of university life because depending on your grade point average, firstly, you have to have a particular grade point average in order to graduate from this institution.
And what is that? What does your GPA need to be to graduate?
Right. So in order to leave USC, you need to have a 2.0 GPA average, and that's on a scale of 4.
So 2 out of 4.
2 out of 4.
2.0 out of 4.0.
Right. Now, to be honest, I do not always like to talk about that because that's the minimum. When we talk about academic excellence at USC and in general, we don't go for the minimum.
No.
All right? So we're looking to go above that. But if whatever your circumstances, whatever your situation, at the end of it all, 2.0 minimum.
Okay.
Now, there are some other GPAs that are quite important. Anything above 3.5 or 3.50 and above, those are important as well.
Tell me why they're important.
They're important because 2 things. You end up getting academic or awarded academic honors anytime you end up between above 3.50, right? Now, most times when you start thinking about higher education beyond your first degree, the GPA would come into play.
Correct.
So for other universities, they may require a particular GPA in order for you to gain entrance.
Correct.
Okay, so after you finish your undergraduate.
After you finish your undergraduate. So you want to start thinking about it now. You want to start, having it on your mind because it's important. Yeah, it's important. And so at the end of USC, we work on the American honor system. And so we award 3 different honors. So you could graduate cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. I think that's on the screen for persons to have a glance at.
And that's Latin. You can also always Google it to find out
you
more
can
about
also,
it. Yes.
that's right. So that's another thing. The other thing is that it looks good on your resume, and then you feel a sense of accomplishment.
Correct.
So again, it's up to you. And then when you're entering into the workforce initially, right? No experience yet. Your GPA is probably one of the things that can give you an edge,
Correct.
a push.
Correct.
And so you want to think about it, and you want it not to be on the back burner, but you want it to be on the forefront.
So it helps to demonstrate your integrity and your pursuance of your education, how you are able to manage your time and still accomplish academic excellence.
Well, yes, you can say that.
To some extent,
To
yes.
some extent, you can say that, yes.
Okay, so for our new freshmen, you mentioned that a 2.0 you need to graduate, and that is the least you can have, right? So for people that don't understand this GPA system as yet, what does a 2.0 mean in terms of letter grades? Is it a F? Is it a D? A C? It's not an A.
That's for sure.
No, because that makes sense. It makes sense that
an
would
A.
be 4, right?
Yes.
Right, 4. The
So it
top
would be 4.
Be an A.
Right, the top would be 4, the bottom that would be like a C.
A C, okay.
Yeah.
So you
It'd
do
be
not
like a
want to
C.
graduate with a C.
Right? And again, remember, that's the middle point. If you look at it, again, it's a 4.0. 2 is hitting your
middle.
Your middle. Yeah. So basically, that is what it is about. There are 2 other terms that I want to bring to everybody's attention, which is your term GPA, that's TERM, and your cumulative GPA.
Okay.
So persons tend to, remember I spoke about the jargon that we take for granted?
Yes.
Yeah. So your term GPA is that GPA that you would get at the end of each semester that you complete classes at USC. But your cumulative GPA is the GPA of the total of all the semesters that you complete at USC. Now, your academic status, when I speak about graduating with honors and cum laude and magna cum laude, your academic status is based on your cumulative GPA. So a student may, in one semester, just an example, get a 3.5,
Okay.
which is great,
Which is good.
and then for some reason falter in the next semester, and they would probably get a term GPA of a term GPA of maybe 2.5.
Okay.
For some reason. And so they would generally come to us, but miss, how my GPA dropped so low and that type of thing. So we look at 2 and we're able to explain. 1 is the term and the cumulative is the addition of all, or the sum of all.
Average.
The sum of all, yeah, and that is what would lead you to get your student status, basically.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And I think that information is important because it tells me that students, you have to be consistent throughout all of your terms.
Yes.
You have to be consistent. I
Yes.
mean, honestly, what I love, the fact that, you kind of graduate with 2.0 because not everybody's at the same level.
Yeah.
And so some persons might be as brilliant as the star and some might just be the reflector like the moon. And so you might not be able to reach as high, but once you pace yourself and you do not allow procrastination to take over, I believe that you can graduate with honors. But Madam Ayana, can you just tell us a little about changing of programs? Because I know that is important
What is that?
as well.
Yes, I'm sure everybody here, they've chosen their program.
You have, and sometimes that's another service that the Registrar's office would offer. As a student, sometimes you enter into a program for whatever reason, and you may want to do, you may not like it. That's the reality.
It's not your passion.
It's not your passion. All right? And you may want to change. So we offer that service. You can come into the Registrar's office, find forms online, and you can A, change your program totally. You can B, add a major onto your program. You can C, drop maybe a program that in the event that you were doing 2 majors, you can drop or delete a major and keep what your passion is, that's right. And all those, so you have all those options that you can do. My advice to new students in terms of change your program is that you need to determine what your passion is sooner rather than later.
Yes.
Now, for one, you don't want to waste time, all right? You don't want to go into 2 years into your program and really and truly, or your 3rd year and then decide, I don't want this, this is not for me. It happens.
And that's not to say you can't.
It's not that you can't.
It's just
but,
it will become a little bit more,
right.
more tedious.
And then you want to think about finances.
Of course.
You want to think about time. If you are a Trinidadian, Trinidad Tobagonian student, you want to think about gates. That's a real, that's one of our a stakeholder that is really
on any scholarship.
On any scholarship, you want to think about that, because if, for example, if it's gates, they would not pay, depending on what it is, they may not pay for the things that you would have done previously once it's not applicable.
Wow.
A positive about changing your program, though, is that sometimes what you did previously can be applied to your new program.
Correct.
Especially if you're changing writing and USC.
If you're changing writing and USC, and if you are changing to a similar program. So let me give you an example. If maybe you would have originally signed up for biology, no, wrong example.
Let's do, how about I wanted to do psychology and now I want to do behavioral sciences.
Or social work.
Or social work.
Yes. Then most of those credits can probably be applicable to your new program.
Okay.
The other thing is, if you generally, you would have completed general education credits, then those things are kind of applicable across the board. So again, and that's the reason why I'm saying, after your end of your 2nd year, you want to do what, you want to make the change within your 1st and 2nd year. You have some latitude, you have some leeway. So my recommendation is always seek out your advisor, your academic advisor, because they can assist, especially if you're having challenges, you're having some troubles, you're really not sure, have a conversation with them, because they can assist you in making up your mind or steering you in
the right direction.
Yeah.
So tomorrow,
Excellent.
when registration begins, when you'll meet your academic and financial advisors for the first time, I believe, you'll be sure to ask them the questions that you're interested in if you are curious about them. Now, of course, in future times, you guys can always reach out to them for more information. But tomorrow, when you start your first set of classes, make sure it is on the same page, in the same book at least, of where you'd like to be heading, so that it would best benefit you.
Excellent. I know earlier you said something about auditing. Tell us a little about the degree auditing.
Yes.
Tell us a little about that.
Okay, well, that is simply something that the Registrar's Office provide to students, again, to guide your entire program. So you would find that when you go on to Aorian, the term is called program check. Remember, if you have remembered nothing that I've said today, remember program check. All right? Because that is where you would see everything that you are required to do for your program.
Wow.
That would tell you, if it turns green, it means you would have completed it. If it turns red, unfortunately, it means you got an F or failing grade. You know, it will tell you what is needed. It will tell you what has not been done. It will tell you your GPA. It will tell you your bulletin, right? And again, that is something that is very important, because it's your bulletin that would guide your program, all right? While some persons can do programs that are quite generic, there are others that are very specific. And what do I mean by that? Somebody may come in, and again, Jeannie, we can use the example of psychology or behavioral sciences. Somebody would come in and they would do psychology, behavioral sciences. But then somebody might decide, I want to do a major in psychology, I want to do another major in human resource management, and I want to do a minor in biology.
Okay, so those are quite different.
Very different fields and very specific requirements.
Wow.
And so that's where the Registrar's Office will come in. While we build generic things, we will then have to build a specific audit
Yes,
For this
for that
specific
person.
you.
student.
Yes.
For
All right.
just some context, these are
Yes.
3 different programs.
3 different programs.
Psychology falls under the School of Science, Human Resource Management falls under the School of Business, and, well, Biology school falls under the School of Science and Technology. So it's a crossover
Of like
cross-board.
3 schools, right?
So we can't give you a black and white paper, say this is what you're going to do.
That's correct.
It's going to be a hands-on experience.
Yes, it will be a very specific.
So you can do these things, you just need to be a bit more adamant to ensure that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. And again, that's where the registrar's office will come in, where you're able to come to us and say, well, hey, this is what I'm doing. We would have the documentation, and then we bill to your specification. Outside of that, guys, really, you have general programs. So we bill programs in terms of the program and the emphasis. So if you're social work, we will have social work with whichever emphasis, community, medical, whatever the case may be, and you are attached to your program.
Right.
All right, now once this happens, again, you can monitor your progress. Because guys, that's the point. The point of this is really to provide students with autonomy. This is no longer secondary school. And so we provide you with the autonomy to chart your own progress. You're able to see where you're going. You're able to see how you're going, how you're getting there. You can decide, hey, I'm not going to take 16 credits this semester. I may take 12 and I would make it up in the summer.
Right, you can map out to your own degree. Yeah.
Your own progress. You chart your progress. The only thing I want to tell you doing charting your progress, try to keep it within 4 years, which means which means that you want to do at least 16 credits per semester. That would give you 32 credits in the first and second semester per year. However, the minute you fail nothing, you don't have anything to repeat, and you do summers, it means that you are one step ahead.
You're ahead of your
And that is what summers can do for you. It can give you that push to finish in 3 years instead of 4, 3.5 years instead of 4. So again, as a student, you're able to chart your progress.
And especially for our non-traditional students. So if you have siblings in university, that can help cut down on your family's finances. Or if you are a parent and you have your children's school fees to take care of, or if you are somebody who's working and going to school, let's say this semester you want to work a bit more and then next semester you focus on your studies, it is important to know where you're going and where you're heading, and the registrar's office is here to help guide you.
Excellent. You know, I have one more question. I'm not sure Jeannie anymore, but I have one more question. I know you would have outlined the many things that the registrar's office, of course, will do for the students. I want to tell the students who are listening to us of their responsibility. Because they have to be responsible to some extent and at some level. So share with them from the registrar's backdrop, what is their responsibility?
Okay, I believe that students have responsibility at every level. And when I say every level, I mean first year, second year, third year, fourth year, at every level. So at the beginning, you are here now, and if you would have been like probably a CXC student, you may have received your results, and it would have been your preliminary results slip. And so one of the things that we would require is for you, upon receipt of your original CXC certificates, that you submit that to the admissions department, and so you change your status from provisional to being regular, right? That's number one. Number two is that your responsibility as a student is really to check to make sure that the information on AORIAN is accurate. At the end of the day, the person's entering the information. We are human. It is possible to make a mistake. However, we will correct that mistake as soon as you draw it to our attention if we don't pick it up before. So a simple thing. If on your AORIAN it says male and you're supposed to be female, just reach out to us and we can make that change within 30 seconds. So check your information, make sure your bulletin is accurate, make sure your program is accurate on the system, because remember, if that is accurate, it can guide you from year 1 to year 4. But if it's not accurate, then your guidance would kind of be skewed because it wouldn't be specifically for you. So that's number 2. You want to make sure. Again, your responsibility is if you know you want to change your program to follow particular processes.
Correct.
So the change of program process, for example, and at any point in time, if you want to withdraw from the university, not that I'm pushing withdrawals, I'm not, but you can never tell of the circumstance. You may want to take a semester off. It is your responsibility to fill out the paperwork in order for that to happen and for us to have record of when you are here and when you are not, right? Of course, coming down to your third and fourth year, I'm not jumping the gun. I am just going to touch on it a little bit because, of course, your responsibility will then be you're getting ready for graduation, you want to fill out the intention to graduate form, you want to fill out the graduation contract. Outside of that, guys, really it's about, again, coming, doing your work, keeping your head down, yes, making friends, and participating in other extracurricular activities. Because again, according to Mr. Pay, it's all about the head, heart, and hand, right? I am here for the head. So keep your head down, get good grades, and complete this program. That's
Excellent.
basically your responsibility.
Excellent. I think you would have given it all, Ginny. I think,
Yes,
the
you've let
students
them know
out there, I'm sure bet you heard it loud and clear.
And this is going to be on YouTube. So if you didn't hear it today, you come back tomorrow and hear it. And in the future, we mentioned some stuff about changing your program or about when you are to graduate. You can always come back to your first introduction to USC and hear about it again. Of course, you will hear more about it in the future, in your future years at USC, but this information will always be out there for you.
Yeah, and I do think that even the presentation will be
available.
It will be available.
It will be available.
So, Madam Antoine, I'm not sure if this is the time for you to tell the students to look under their chairs.
No, is it?
You know, is the time?
You get a car.
Maybe your stools.
You get a car.
You get a car. Everybody got a
The information was clear, and I think that you should use it. As I said, first-hand information is always the best. Jeannie could have basically come and read the information to you, but we have decided to bring the registrar to hear from the registrar's lips. And of course, she is the source of all of this information.
Right.
So, Madam Antoine, what is the final words you want to leave with our students out
And
there?
how can the students reach you if they have questions
And how can
for
they reach
your
you?
office?
Okay, so let me see. That's in a nutshell, 30 seconds. I think that's what I have.
Yes.
Reaching me, you can contact us via registrar@usc.edu.tt. Oh, and I think it's on the screen. But also, so that's one thing. If we go back a bit, you realize students can source information. It's not only about getting it from my lips. The information is also documented. You can visit our website. That's number one. You can check the bulletin is also on the website, yeah. Now, you will get a sequencing sheet from the school, so you get this information there. You also can check your academic advisor. If it's forms that students are requiring, you can visit our website and access forms as well. So, how am I to put that? You can get the information from more than one place. And if you don't get it from any of the above places that I would have mentioned, then you can email us at registrar@usc.edu.tt. But I want to add one thing, the last thing.
The last thing.
For today at least.
For today
at least.
If you have remembered nothing and you've taken nothing from this short interview, remember that you need to follow your program as a student. You need not to follow what your friend is doing at that point in time. While some of the things may be similar, some of the things will be different. And so follow your program. Simple. That's it. Follow your program.
Thank you very much, Madam Antoine. It is always a pleasure and a privilege to have her. And so we have to say to her, thank you so much. And by the way, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year as well. The year is still new.
It's still new.
So we have to tell everybody Happy New Year.
Until the 7th, right?
Until the 7th, yeah. After registration, we're not all year.
Yeah.
Come on, Jeannie, you're very slow. You're slow on that one, Jeannie. You're slow on that one. But after registration, you're not all year.
Still up, but that's okay.
You have until the 7th. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And again, thank you. And, we'll take a break and we'll be back with you.
If you are not sure about anything, ask. There'll always be somebody to answer your question so that you're on the right path.
Correct.
Do you want to build a future? Maybe you'd like to create. Or you have a knack for solving problems. Would you love to explore life's mysteries? Or you are determined to make a difference? Or just want to inspire hope? Interested in discovering the nature of God, I'm sure.
Gentlemen, we are back and we are actually in, oh, Jeannie, I don't know, but you know when we are wrong persons who deal with finance, I feel good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, we are in, right in our presence, we have the Director of Finance.
Of student finance.
Of student finance.
All the finances that relate to our students.
I'm telling you, and all the questions that we can ask about money, it stops with him. He knows everything, right?
Of course.
He knows everything. So guess what, students? We did not prepare him with our questions, and we're going to put him on the spot.
Okay, so, well, let's start off. Students, if you have any questions and if you're comfortable to put them in our YouTube chat, feel free. And
Feel free. Feel free to ask the questions right there. Jeannie, you would like to start?
I'll start.
Well, before you start, ladies and gentlemen, students, let me introduce you to Brent Marshall. He is the Director of Student Finance right at the University of the Southern Caribbean. And as I said before, this man is very, very into what he does. He knows everything about money. I think he was the first one who told me that the government was changing over the money. That's how good the man is. Everything about money he knows.
Oh, yeah.
So,
not even the government told you?
not even, I'm telling you, Jeannie. So, you are in for a good time. So, whatever question you have pertaining to finances, please ask and we will definitely be your mediator.
Sure.
So, Jeannie, ask the first question.
All right. So, Mr. Marshall, can you tell us a bit about our registration period that's coming up on the 6th and the 7th? How would that apply to our new freshman students?
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning and
Good
Happy
morning,
New
sir.
Year and welcome to our new students. In relation to our registration process that is upcoming, it has started for some students already. We would have sent out a registration notice via our USC email, which is our official form or medium of communication to our new students and to all our students actually in the university. So at or within the registration notice, we provide some guidelines whereby students can follow on how they can be registered quickly.
The process.
Yes, so the process is quite simple.
It's a 1, 2, 3 process.
1, 2, 3 process.
I think it has a 4 and 5 if I remember correctly.
It has the 4 and 5, but the 1, 2, 3 makes it quite simple.
Correct.
So
I love that.
Once they follow through on the 1, 2, 3 process, which is they have their classes selected, they apply for GATE, and at the same time of applying for GATE, you can pay your registration, you can pay your fees online, And once you do that, then you can be registered. Once we see your information, we will see your information, and we will have you registered.
Okay, so that's one. You would see current students because you are now all current students. You scroll down and you will see the registration notice for the second semester of 2022.
Excellent. Now I have a question here, Mr. Brent. When should I know we have a number of Trinidadians who will soon be a part of USC. So when should...
No, they're already a part of USC.
Already a part of USC. Thank you for correcting
today,
me.
9 o'clock. Actually, from when you received your acceptance letter, you were a part of USC.
All right. That's the president of ASP. She's reminding me. When should I apply for GATE and how should I apply?
Okay. Now, once you receive your acceptance letter, it gives you the opportunity to apply for GATE. Your acceptance letter is one of the key components for applying for GATE. Now, in addition, as a new student, you would also need to apply or set up what is called your TT Connect username and password. So, within our registration notice, or you could also find it via Google, but we provide it for you in the registration notice. But you could, if you go to Google, you look for a TT Connect site, you could find any TT Connect site based on where you live, East, West, North, South, Central, Tobago, right? So once you go to the TT Connect site, you apply there, you go with your ID, and they will set up your TT Connect ID, and then they will send an email directly to the email that you would have provided them with.
Okay.
So that is your TT Connect ID. Now, once you receive the TT Connect ID, then you can apply for GATE. So you apply for GATE by following the link, because in the TT Connect information, they will provide you the link that will also take you straight to GATE. So you click on the link, you go straight to GATE, you use your TT Connect ID, and they will give you a generic password that you would use. Once you log into your GATE, once you log into the GATE site using the generic password, it will then prompt you to reset your password to a password that you will choose, following which you would do all the necessary, which must happen as soon as you receive your
6 and the 7.
So between the 6 and the 7 from now, while you sit, as soon as you get a break, you can go. Once you have your TT Connect information, you can go and you can apply for it.
Excellent.
So what are some of the things they would need to complete their GATE application?
Right. So that's the next thing I was going to come to. Some of the things that they will need is, of course, your acceptance letter, which is key because you must upload your acceptance letter to GATE. Also, you would need a form of ID, 2 forms of ID. Now, if you don't have your ID, which is the case for some students, you may have to wait. Like, for example, some students are just going, they may say, well, sir, I am just going to apply for my national ID. So therefore, you would have to wait before you can apply for GATE. However, we will facilitate you until you actually get your ID to apply. But once you have the ID, you use your ID, your birth paper, then you would have your acceptance letter, and then most important for the means test. For your means test, you would need to upload pay slip for your parents.
For the person that is paying.
Now, concerning that, some persons may be in households where they don't live with a parent, they live with a guardian. And they would say, well, I live with a grandparent and they get pension. So then you would upload the pension slip. Now, some persons may say, I live in a home and I don't, no one works in the home. And if no one works in the home, the guardian who is seeing about you can write a letter, and this is what will be uploaded to GATE. Some persons may say, I live in a home and my parents are entrepreneurs. Now, if they are entrepreneurs, they are self-employed, it means that they must also write a letter indicating that they are self-employed, and this letter will be uploaded to GATE.
Now, all this information can be found on the GATE website, the details that
and the
need.
details
So just follow
there.
the instructions on the site that has been linked in the registration document, and you should be good to go.
Yes.
Excellent. I know we said that students can come to the cashier here on campus. Can you just share with us the opening hours? What time can they go and make payment?
Right. So the cashier is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, we encourage students, however, due to the pandemic, And to reduce the traffic, we encourage you to use our other convenient payment methods. So within our registration notice, you would see we have provided the banking information.
Lovely.
You can
You can do an online bank transfer.
You could do correct. You can do an online bank transfer, which is easy. And then we have a payment link. These things are very important. So you see how important our registration notice is.
Yes.
You must pay attention to the registration notice because all our information is there. Also, I would have sent an additional information to students. So again, you would see the information coming up over and over during the semester, so you can pay attention to it.
Excellent.
So once you follow that, but also we have convenient ways such as Arian. So once you get familiar with Arian, students can also pay with their credit card via Arian.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know what Arian is yet, Arian is our e-learning platform, one of our e-learning platforms. It allows us to track the courses that you're doing every semester and also your student finances. That is the system that we use. So when registration begins on the 6th, after you pick your courses, somebody will be there to help you register for Arian and for e-learn. That's our second e-learning platform. Right? And then after that, you can go on to see your student accounts with your balances. You can make your payments through Arian, and you can activate your library account, which you'll hear more about in your session with the librarians. Now, we talked a bit about GATE, and just to mention again, you should go onto our website at usc.edu.tt/VWOW, where you can see our on-demand webinars specifically catered to our GATE students, where you will hear why GATE matters from Ms. Stephanie Lovelace, our representative for GATE.
Lovely. And so, Honorable, we are happy to have you. Of course, it's always a privilege. I'm not sure if there's anything else you'd like to share with the audience out there.
Sure.
I think they have gotten enough that they need, especially for registration.
And if there are any specific troubles that the students have, how can they reach you?
Yes.
Well, certainly you can reach me on once you call 662-2241 extension 1205. I'll be happy to answer. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that parents have, because we know we have parents on on live as well, in addition to our students. So parents always want to know a little bit of what is happening, and we will be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Also, you can reach me at Director Student Finance at usc.edu.tt. That's Director Student Finance, all lowercase, at usc.edu.tt.
Excellent, excellent.
So our contact information for Mr. Marshall, we will place it in the chat, and of course that information is on the registration document as well, that you may reach them if necessary.
Okay, thank you for coming. Mr. Marshall, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. So ladies and gentlemen, we are actually winding down on our side here for the first portion of the day. Jeannie, would you like to share with us what will be happening this afternoon?
What will be happening this afternoon? Okay, so for 1 o'clock, I believe, do you remember 1 o'clock, 1:15?
It's about 1:15.
1:15, okay, so at 1:15, you'll actually be not on
YouTube.
What do you call it? Was it on YouTube?
YouTube will be on Zoom.
Or is it on Zoom?
Zoom?
Right, it's on Zoom. It's on Zoom. We will be on Zoom at 1 o'clock. We are here. We've concluded for the day on YouTube. It's been a pleasure with you all, but at 1 o'clock we'll join you again on Zoom. Now, to get that Zoom link, it would have been sent out to you, but you can also check our website, and the link to the Zoom room, the Zoom room is on the website. You will be coming back to meet your student government.
Correct.
And also we'll be doing a team building challenge today. And after that, that is it for the day for most of our students. The only people that we would like to come back and to chat with a little bit more are our nursing students, because the nursing student program is a little different from all our other programs. So the director of the nursing program will be there to answer any questions and to give you guys a bit more information for our nursing students at 3 p.m. That Zoom link is also on our website. So I will see you guys back at 1:15, and then our nursing students will be there present for 3 p.m. And
thank you for being with us.
the rest for today. No.
Sorry.
Oh,
Go
yes,
ahead.
yes. I'm saying, well, tomorrow we welcome you back here at 9 a.m.
Correct.
Is that so? 9 a.m.
Correct. We're going to be right back here with you. Thank you for being with us, ladies and gentlemen, our current students And as I said before, you are in for an extraordinary experience. Don't ever trade this experience with anything else. Learning is fun, learning is important, knowledge is powerful, and wisdom is even greater. And so we want to say to you, get involved and keep involved. Thank you. Do have a wonderful lunch. You know, if you were in person, we would have been sitting down eating together. But unfortunately, I would like to encourage you to have an excellent lunch so that you can be back at 1:15 to meet with the Associated Student Body Government, and they will tell you all the goodies, all the good plans, and all the niceties that they have in store for you for this year. May the Lord bless as we remain ready and focused to take this challenge right here at the University of the Southern Caribbean.
Yes.
In the quest for knowledge and dignity, with a hearts of flame we have come, called to serve the church and society. We will join our hands as one, as we foster friendship and unity. Our identity will maintain. God before us, our goals in focus. Great achievements we will attain. Beyond excellence, strike the light. In truth and loyalty, we do the right. To always honor our alma mater, our beloved USC. Our beloved USC.
For almost 94 years, the University of the Southern Caribbean has been a voice in the Valley. A voice that echoes cultural diversity, strengthened by over 30 countries represented in our student population. A voice that echoes intellectual curiosity, strengthened by our focus on student research and innovation in learning. A voice that echoes moral integrity and spiritual maturity through our accredited undergraduate and graduate programs. A voice that is carried by our staff and faculty as they lead in transformation through education. A voice that is carried by our students and alumni as our Usian men and women leave our halls to impact the world around them. A voice that is carried to all corridors of the globe. A voice that proudly speaks of our history, heritage, and legacy. A legacy of nurturing head, building heart, and developing hand. A legacy of providing extraordinary servants of God to humanity. A legacy that goes beyond excellence. A legacy that is USC strong.